What's up, everyone? Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Psychosis Podcast. This is your host, Vikka Draziv, guys. Welcome to the show. And yes, if you're first time here, do hit that like and subscribe button. And yes, what an awesome show we have today. We could say what an awesome event we have today. What 1 year since the release of the Mechanical Ram, the truth, the gift, the present. That was the idea of to give to the community with this documentary that it could make an impact. It could give all the community a weapon against to defend against the lies of the globe. So the mechanical realm 1 year, it's unbelievable. Looks like the maker of this mechanism has sped up the mechanism a bit fast. Like that's why it looks like 1 year just flew by. So oh yeah, we are here today to celebrate that. And let's say hello to our brother and co-host all the way from New York, brother Gene. Welcome. And do you believe that?
How you doing, bro? Yeah, your audio was a little roboty, bro. But I heard most of it. Yeah, great. Thank you, bro. I'm glad we're here today. This was like a last minute thing too, guys. So welcome everybody. I'm glad you guys can make it in the chat. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, bro, this was a gift for all of us, I think, man. And thank you for inviting me into such a special project, bro. I'm still thrilled about it. I love telling people about it. I love telling people the significance and how important this little piece of, like, all of a sudden found history really is to us. This anomalistic kind of oddball piece of history is pretty fantastic. And yeah, it's nice surprise though. Just like I think it was this February we overlooked the 2 year anniversary of Flatten the Curve almost, right? So it's the scheduling almost 25% or more of the scheduling gets rescheduled, and some of it's last minute, some of it's a little further out than last minute, but it's just not easy. So and it's a lot of fun though. I wouldn't change it for the world, and especially to be given the opportunity to hang out here tonight to celebrate something that I was a part of is really very special, bro. So, yeah, definitely great to see you tonight, man. And good call to have this, because like I say, with the scheduling, it just gets crammed and jumpy and so and we don't want to let any opportunities with our guests to to slide by or skip by us. So we get them in when we can, and sometimes things like this are not overlooked, but maybe put aside for the moment because the scheduling is difficult. So, and speaking of the scheduling, I would really like to say thanks to everybody who has made effort and is making effort at the moment to be here with us for the schedule, because it's not easy, guys. So I really appreciate everything you do to get here and participate. It's just awesome, it really is. You guys are great. You guys are diesel warriors, man. You know.
Oh yeah, as you say, we have another warrior with us to share us this moment with us. Ironworks 92,000, brother. Welcome to the Heliopsychosis. How you doing, brother?
Hey, family, what's good, y'all? What's good, man? It's always a pleasure. Always good to see y'all. It's been a while. It's been a while, but we're here. We're on business. It's a pleasure as usual. And shoot, while we're here, we got to get it in while we can. You know what I'm saying? And make do with the time that we got. I think this is a good time. There's a lot of, even with all the craziness going on around the world. anytime I see craziness like this, I'm like, this is an opportunity. For what? I have no idea. But it's like there's an opportunity for something. So we just need to keep chipping away. You know what I'm saying? So I think for us now is a good opportunity and a good time to just wrangle the troops and just make it happen. Make this project happen and put a stake in the heart of the globe. Another stake in the heart of the globe. You know what I'm saying? So um
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. Before we uh, jump into our details about our documentary, that how it happened, like uh, I just wanted to mention that today we had a scheduled chat in our anti-kitra mechanism group, which we have changed it to 24 hours later due to a last minute changes of one of the of few of the people who couldn't make it. So, and it's required that these people were also there for the scheduled chat. So if you guys can make it till tomorrow, that would be great. So we can have a bit of progress. We will get into the other part, next part of the podcast, into more details about that and what we want to do, and uh, how it should be done. Few things, right? So that's why our brother is also here to share with us those thoughts. And yep, the link is there at the top of the chat. Anybody can jump in tonight to say hello and share whatever they want or question about the mechanical ram, or they want to add something, or about the project that we will be dealing in the later part of the podcast. So yeah, brother Jeans, it looks it as we said, it flew by very fast, right? This 1 year, and the way it started, like it took almost a year to make it. So it's almost 2 year, right, of experience with the mechanical realm and the anti-kitra mechanism and the idea, right?
Vika, your audio's killing me, man. I'm only hearing half of what you're saying, and you're
he
And do
sounds
you
fixing
good.
hear
I
something
could
me?
hear
right
him.
now.
Yeah, I could hear you perfect. I could hear him perfect.
So maybe it's because of your headphones,
You can hear
brother.
me or Vika?
Vika, I hear Vika perfect. He's clear, loud and clear.
So I don't know what to do. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary to get this kind of audio. Arr.
That's weird.
Maybe you
I
need
hear you
to
fine, Vlad. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man.
Family, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm holding it down over here. You know how we do. So holding it down, man. I just came from chopping a whole bunch of wood, man. A couple of trees falling around here, so that's free wood to just slice up and chop up. And yeah, man, I'm just getting ready for the winter, you know. So yeah.
nice, nice. maybe
Yeah,
Gene, maybe Gene try
chopping
to take.
firewood hit you 2 or 3 times, right?
Say what? What's up?
I was saying chopping your own firewood heats you up 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I love chopping firewood. Like I chopped a whole bunch of firewood up during the middle part of the summer. I knocked that all out, and then just just to do a little bit of extra because I had a couple of felled trees around here. Um, I went ahead and I put those to some work, and then chopped them up real nice, and then stacked them up real nice, and yeah, I'm good to go for the winter, man. I'm good to go as far as keeping my ass warm. you know,
So do you live off grid, brother?
not completely off grid, but away from people. Yeah, there's more. There are more deer. There are more deer
Nice,
here, deer and bears than there are people. So
nice.
yeah,
Those are good neighbors.
they are good neighbors. They are. We respect each other's boundaries, and then we do our own thing. They run when they see me go in, get ready for work and stuff. So, but it's a relatively nice and senile, not senile, but rather excuse me, a senile community.
Oh yeah. I hope you can hear me now. Good, Gene. Do you hear me?
My
Gene,
audio's a little sketchy, but I'm making out most of it.
Vika's clear.
Can you
Vika's
hear me?
clear. Vika and Gene, you're both clear on my end. Totally clear. I hear you guys real time.
I hear you well too. I hear you,
Thanks, Nate.
perfectly.
Nate's in the chat. Nate in the chat says he they can hear us all fine as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe
But I don't know what's the matter with my audio, guys. That's why my
but
video's off.
if you don't hear me good,
hold on, Leia. Let me go ahead and
I'm gonna jump out, guys.
all right. Well, I can hear you, Vika.
all right. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, and I think even in the chat the people can hear me.
Yeah.
So
Maybe he's gonna come back in. He's getting out, so then he could come back in, and then I don't know. That might be it. There might be a little bit of a lag, which is crazy because usually I'm the one with the lag because I'm the one in the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
me too, me too. I'm also in the middle of nowhere, and like I'm when I do live, I have to go through my data because that's the fastest, right? So then my Wi-Fi, like that how do you say the rustic internet, right? It's
The dial up. There it is. Gene, how you sound?
What? How you doing, guys?
I'm
yeah.
good. V.
You hear me?
All right. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man.
Yeah, you got Vika, right?
I can hear you, Vlad. I don't. Vika, what's up, buddy? What you doing,
Yo,
bro?
what's up? How you doing, Gene?
Very cool. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about that, everybody.
It's all right. It's all right. You
No
don't have that.
problem, brother.
You don't have that Ironwork 92,000 freaking internet because every show that I do, there's some problem with my internet. You can ask my, you can ask my subs, man. Every week it's a problem. So it's all
Oh
good.
yeah,
We in
so
the
I just
house.
wanted to go a bit on the down the memory lane with the about the mechanical RAM, right? With the amazing people. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, Gene. 1 year passed really fast, right? The way the it started, and it's hard to imagine that it's already a year that that thing is out, right?
Bro. Nah, in some ways it seems like last week, and other times it seems, maybe a year or so. I don't know. Nah, but time is weird. It depends like how the memory comes in. Yeah, I can't believe we started almost 2 years ago with that conversation on the phone, man. Right? About 2 years ago or so.
Oh yeah, and a year in making, right? Also, it was difficult to get the people together.
Wow, the beginning was a little slow going in the early stages of getting the production going. In the first initial year, it was just slow. Getting everybody together was not easy, believe it or not. Um, we had a certain amount of of dialogue that we wanted to have within a parameter that we all had. It was my dialogue, and we wanted to stick to that mostly. And then like what we did was add to it, and the more we added, the more interesting it got, and the more complex it got, and I guess the more stuff had to hit the floor, right, Vika? you know. 'Cause I know I gave a lot of stuff. A lot of it made it to the film. I'm not sure what didn't, but I know I did 3 different versions of it in 3 different places, and one was at Croton Dam Falls in New York, and that is compared to one of the great wonders of the world, man-made wonders. They compare it to the pyramids. So you guys ever look up the Croton Dam Reservoir?
How you
That
spell
was
that?
where
With a
my
K or
my
with a C?
original video was taken, but it was Croton.
Croton. Croton. Okay, Croton Dam.
Croton. It's right here in New York.
What?
Yep.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
it's
that
pretty
out.
cool, man. They built it in like the 1920s or something, allegedly. Yeah, right. I'm not
I was
sure I
gonna
believe
say it's
that,
like
man.
they
It's pretty
built.
spectacular.
Yeah, it seems like they built everything back then, and now we're starting to piece it all together, and we're starting to realize, man, this stuff was already there. They just reactivated it.
Yeah. You look at all the water it holds back. Like, how'd they divert the water and then bring it back? Or do they just put the dam there and then swing the water over this way? Kind of. I don't,
Mhm.
it's kind of cute stories, but it's a spectacular place. That
So,
was
Gene,
fun. But you know what? It was too loud there. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know my thing is delayed. What I was going to ask you is, where in New York are you?
That's okay.
Around where? You don't have to say exactly where, but
I missed that question, bro.
where in New York are you? Oh, he's freezing up. Where in New York are you? Riku.
Yeah.
Riku.
Yo, Riku, brother, how are you?
Riku got a Turkish steam bath going.
No, it's the traditional Finnish one.
You come on up, bro.
You guys do know that the sauna word is a
Okay.
Oh,
Finnish
yeah, we're
word.
still hot micing a lot, brother. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's probably one of the only words from the old Finnish, like historic Finnish, like Finnish language is sauna. So it's a Finnish word. So I'm kind of
Oh,
proud of
really?
that. So I'm one of those guys who always got steamy windows. It depends
Okay.
whether I'm alone or with many people. I don't know.
Oh, I
It's
was gonna
always the
say,
same.
damn. None of my business. So,
Well, I'm just telling it live to everybody. Yeah.
all good, all good, man. It's good to see
Good
you,
to see
though.
you guys. Good
Yeah,
to see you
man.
all, man.
Good, good. Nice one, Riku. How you doing? How's
Uh,
Finland flat going?
oh, well, it's going to shit. It's going to shit, and it's people are going ape shit anyways there about the subject and the many different excuses you hear and all that. But today we had, you remember Vaara, the Finnish guy with his name Vaara.
Vara.
He's always been in one of your shows or all of your shows, but he was today. We're talking in Finnish about the simulation theory.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, and that's fucking difficult subject. But nobody was attacking that. But if you say that, yeah, the space thing is and the fucking gravity thing is all fake, they like go ape shit and start. But this one was, yeah, it's very interesting. It's much more difficult to explain simulation theory than the fake globe thing. But people don't go ape shit on that, but they go when you talk about this. So it's
Yep.
funny.
And you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that was when you say the simulation theory and then you use these big words and everything else like that, and then everybody feels important. They're like, "Oh, that must be right," because I don't know what the fuck he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it must be right. He sounds smart, and he got a degree. Look at his wall. He got like 6 degrees lined up. So people fall for that stuff all the time. I'm not saying that it's fake because I don't know nothing about no simulation theory. They say simulation theory, this one, that one. I don't know. What I do know is that it's not curving, it's not moving. That much we know. But it just pisses people off, man. Just like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, well, even religion you can talk about more. Not with the
Yes.
highly religious people who say that the Bible is the only thing there is, and they hide behind the Bible. And first they throw the Bible at you, and then they hide behind it, and then they come with the behind the God block like this.
Yep.
You can't argue anymore. So even them are more easy than those who wanna not understand anything, which is simply very like observable, the fake globe thing.
That's
But
right.
it's yeah.
Yeah, you know what's crazy, man, with that is that like there's so much. I mentioned earlier that we have a lot going on, right? And that this is a good time that basically we're fellowshipping right now, we're getting together and we're nailing down getting this object together as a team, right? And I think it's phenomenal. And I said it's a good time. And I said, based off of what's going on around us, it's a good time. This is one of the reasons why I say it, because now you can, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we just had the remnants of the hurricane swoop up here from the south to much of the northeast in the United States, right? And it decimated a lot of places in North Carolina, right? One of our states. And these guys are without power, they're without food. And basically, we have FEMA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with FEMA, but in the United States, FEMA is basically the emergency action plan conglomerate of people that gets together, comes into specific disaster hit areas, and they help the people out. This is what our taxpayers pay for. You understand what I'm saying? No help. These people in North Carolina are getting, you see this? Goose egg, zero help, absolutely none. And so I sat back and I'm looking and I'm like, you know what? Americans. I'm like, these guys pay taxes like everybody else, right? They're not criminals, they're not terrorists, they're like everybody else. They're not getting any help. Who aren't they getting the help from? And so everybody likes to point the finger at the top officials. And so you have these top officials that are coming up with, I'm making a super long story much shorter, right? Or as short as I can. But there are all these officials. There's the president, there's the vice president saying this and saying that about how they cannot get help to these people. One thing I noticed about them, they're all of the globe. It's the same. And this is why when people say, why does it matter? That's why it matters. It's the same people. It's a consistency that you just can't deny. It's the same people that are of the globe. Because if these people were talking about how the earth was flat, plain, true, and level, and it's not what we think it is, guess what? More than likely, they'd have something put together to get help to these people in North Carolina. I could guarantee you that. Right? I'd bet my left pinky on it. And so it's the same people time and time again that either they do support some BS or something that's legitimate. Keith, what's happening, man?
Hey guys.
All right.
Yo, what's up, Keith?
It's either they support something that's BS, kind of like these wars in the Ukraine, Israel, and everything else like that. And I apologize if I shouldn't be mentioning it. But when it comes to something legitimate, like helping our own folks, they seem to run out of money. So the parallel, the consistency that I find again is they're of the globe. It's the same thing. Like you see it over and over again. And I think this is something that needs to be discussed. And this isn't something that we should skip over, but this is totally something that we should bring up anytime it comes up. And we don't let our feet off their necks neither. That's how I'm gonna land my plane with that. What's going on, Keith?
Yeah, doing good.
All right.
What's up, Keith?
Hey guys. 1 year already. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. You know, it's funny.
Congratulations.
I have a friend down there going to St. Augustine this week. She saw the mechanical realm. She loves it. She's just starting to realize things, bro. And it's really cool. Like, you know, I've been friends with her for 40 years. You know, friends since high school. And you know, she asked me to send her all kinds of stuff about Star Force, and she's gonna go visit. She's starting to understand things. She's like, I'm not saying I'm a flat earther. I'm like, you don't have to. That's okay. Just keep looking.
Yep. Cool. I just got out of the ocean again for a second time today. It's rough out there. Hurricane's not even here yet, and it's crazy. But anyway.
Ooh.
So yeah, you're not necessarily related to the mechanical realm, but related to flatten the curve. I had a conversation today with a air traffic control guy that's been working there for 10 years. And I asked him, I said, hey, how far away can you see an aircraft? He said, well, on radar, we can see it from 200 miles. I said, okay, how about line of sight with your own naked eye? He said, about 100 miles. He said, why do you ask? I said, well, because I'm a flat earther, and there's a lot of stuff in aviation that proves the earth is flat. And he just smiled and shook his head. He would not, you know, do anything I was saying. So we went ahead and had a good conversation. That's just another one of those proofs I hadn't heard much, but all these guys, these air traffic controllers, that are sitting in these towers looking at airplanes 100 miles away with their naked eye, Oh, I did ask him too. I said, "Hey, how about the radar? Is that line of sight?" He goes, "Yeah, radar's line of sight. 200 miles line of sight. The globe is a dying religion. We're just going to keep on doing what we're doing. We're going to keep learning and keep educating people, teaching people, and it's just been a good ride. Vikka, thank you for letting me be part of the mechanical realm. I really enjoyed it, and I'm promoting it more than ever. Being on TikTok now, but yeah, it's a fun ride. I'm enjoying it a lot.
You're muted. Vikka, you're muted.
Vika, you're muted.
What I would say, brother, to that is thanks to you, to Gene, and to everybody who took part in that to make this happen. Same thing I said in the flat and the curve. Without the people involved, each and every one putting that energy and effort to make that happen without any big production house, that is hitting the nerve for the globe. And the mechanical realm was the same thing, but with a lot of amazing, mind blowing truth that the people of the community should have known from a very long time. It was almost a decade Flight has been out. But anyway, everything had a time and the stars had to be aligned, like how the device says and what it means, right? When the stars are aligned, things are supposed to happen. We all met after the flat and the curve and we all clicked. Same thing with Keith, with Gene, with Gutai Jay, our brother is not with us, with Evelyn, with our brother from Brazil, right? So
Flat Earth
we all,
Banjo.
exactly, our brother, all the way from there. So we all clicked again. We again put energy and effort to make another truth bomb for the community, and it happened, and it happened. It took time. It morphed into what it was supposed to be in a way, but this is how projects happen. You start with something and you evolve with it, and you have to improvise, modify, and go with it with the flow and make those changes, right? That's what it's all about. A lot of how you say, brainstorming, because our minds were blown when that information was shared with us for this, to make this happen. We all were like, we just couldn't keep it with us, like, but we had to for that 1 year till the making, right? And you see the time and the destiny of the things in the same year. In the midway of making our documentary, they also released the movie with Indiana Jones, right? The
Oh,
Dial of Destiny, right?
That was
Uh,
crazy.
yeah. I have to see it.
exactly.
I haven't seen it yet. I gotta check that out though.
It's worth a watch.
Can I just make a point?
Yeah, brother,
Like
go ahead.
yeah, like not talking about me especially, but I'm talking about people who have this same feature like me, and I would bet probably all of you. It's a kind of the fire starter mentality, and like what you said is, and it boils down to the one thing: to start something. Most fuckers never start anything. They never start anything because they're afraid of everything fucking to do with starting. They're good with talking and all that, but they're good. Yeah, they're good with starting to talk and all that. But in regard to this case, what you're talking about, of course, I wasn't a part of that. But in general, you need to start. We can't. None of us can sing. We didn't start the fire because we probably all fire starters, and that's what we need. And then you just have to go. Most people, they fucking don't. They don't start.
Hey, all good things take time, right? And I just want to say I appreciate y'all, the effort everybody puts in. I don't know everyone personally, but I do want to say thanks. If that's all I can do for the moment. And I haven't got to watch um, the Mechanical Realm yet. Could you give me maybe like a breakdown, a little bit of what it's pertaining to, other than flat Earth, I guess, if you don't mind?
You want me to?
Who wants? Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
All right, so it's about the Antikythera mechanism. Do you at least know what that is or no? Do you know what the Antikythera mechanism is, or have you at least heard about it?
I do. No, I do. I'm sorry. I had a trouble with my mic here, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I have.
Yeah, so we dove deep on that. All of us researched it for 7 or 8 months before we even started filming. But it's just this incredible machine that shows the working model for the flat Earth. It shows the perfect repeating patterns of all the heavenly luminaries around the magnetic center of the Earth, which on the ground is the North Pole and the sky is the North Star, and everything moves around that shaft. And somebody, whether it was the Babylonians or Sumerians, somebody figured out how the sky works thousands of years ago, and then someone else built this machine and put it into this machine, and it predicts everything extremely accurately, even better than a Swiss clock. And it predicts eclipses down to the minute and even the color of the eclipses. So, this system that we live in, after studying the mechanical realm and the Antikythera mechanism, it's obviously intelligently designed because there is a perfect order in the sky that's over us, like a divine clock. So, it's just a death blow for the globe religion, in my opinion. And so if you haven't seen it, you're going to love it. I mean, it's a little bit technical in places and a little bit slow. And I would say after you watch it, listen to it when you're driving around. Don't just watch the visuals. The visuals are awesome. They're really good. But even being in the film, I learned more about it even just listening to it and not watching it after I did watch it, if that makes sense. So that's my take on what it's about. And it's something that's going to take on a life of its own even now. It's not like, oh, it came out a year ago, it's dead. No, it's going to keep going and going, and it's going to have more and more and more views on more and more channels. So that's what it's about.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for that. I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm gonna probably post it up on X just to give y'all some, some more publicity to it. Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, I also wanted to add that that word that you shared about being a starter and getting started. That's true. A lot of people never start, but even less the people who do start, they don't finish. So be a starter, yeah, but actually be a finisher, because a lot of times when you start, you get met with resistance, especially anytime you're taking steps in a progressive, positive direction, a truthful direction, and you get hit with a lot of stuff. Vikka has an amazing testimony of something that happened while he was filming the mechanical realm. But be a starter, yeah, absolutely, but definitely be a finisher. When you start something, say, I'm going to see this through. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to finish this.
Just as long as you're not a follower, everything is good. Starter, finisher, but not a follower.
Yep.
Yeah, and especially if there are more people involved, it's
Yeah.
difficult. It's difficult when it's more people involved to make things happen, right? It's very hard to get everybody synchronized. It's very hard to get everybody on the same frequency, right? We all are in different time. We are all in different places, right? It's not the same way communicating through text or an app, like, or a direct, like, so a lot of things, a lot of factors count in, and patience is required. That's why time is required. That's why sometimes the things have to take its own flow, right? Yeah, because that is the reason. That was the reason flatten the curve and the mechanical run took almost a year to complete, because we don't want to hate. We just don't want to put something out there as entertainment. You can watch both of these documentary after 10 years and you're going to still learn things. Okay, this documentary opens so many rabbit holes. The best part is it's all about gadgets. It's all about real tech, which works in this environment, a geocentric, right? As Keith also mentioned, thousands of years ago, these people have figured out what the sky was doing. They know very well. It looks so advanced that for us, it looks like they say it was given by aliens or whatever, because they don't want to give humans, the ancients, the credit that they had left for us. Apart from all the monuments and everything that exists around this, across this plane, that is aligning to the true north, which calibrates even today with all the stars, with the precisions, right? Including the pyramids and all other monuments. This is all tech beyond that we can even do today with
Um,
precision.
hey Vika, I have a question. Now this may not be perfectly in line with the mechanical realm, but it does have to do with the stars we were just kind of speaking of. Now, have you guys been able to really focus in and really get good shots of the stars, like and see them yourself as instead of real jumpy and kind of wobbly, with the P900, P1000? Have you guys ever seen? And besides that, do you think they're a whole lot closer? Because I mean, man, from what I can see, they're super close. Like they can be further than like. I mean, they got to be less than 100 miles.
Yeah, bro. There's a new video came out today by Kryptonite Physics that Ben did on Taboo Conspiracy. You got to go check that out. If they were far away, we wouldn't even see the light, and we definitely wouldn't see any colors. But
Exactly.
definitely go check on Taboo Conspiracy for the video he posted today.
No, you
Okay,
gotta,
say
you
that
gotta
one more
remember.
time. You said Taboo Conspiracy, Kryptonite?
Yeah, Taboo Conspiracy is Ben's channel, and I think he mirrored it from Kryptonite Physics.
Got you. Okay, I'm gonna drop down, man. Hey, congrats on the anniversary, and God bless you all, man. I'm gonna go watch Mechanical Realm and look at the Taboo Conspiracy video. But much love, God bless, and I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, come
Cool.
back, man. I
Thanks
want
for
to hear what you
jumping on,
think about
brother.
it, bro.
Yeah, I'll probably jump back on if y'all are still up here in a little bit. Yep, for sure.
Or next week or whenever, if either
Right
or.
on.
Whenever we have
Right.
open mic, yeah, people are welcome. Brother, thanks for jumping
Yeah.
on, brother.
I got a
Yes,
cruise.
sir, man.
Gene,
Have fun,
everybody.
man. Enjoy.
It's good to hang out with you. I got a cruise too. I got to go be with the kids. So we'll see you again soon.
Cool.
All right, Keith.
Bye.
See you in part 2.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, we
go ahead, Aaron.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Now, in general, there was a debate here in the Finnish kind of like it's a small country, so the scenes are small and all that, but they had they both had to base their like one well-known guy who's talking about flat earth and stuff like other like hidden stuff, and then another guy I met them both, and the other guy he's an older, maybe 10 years retired already, but he's been working in laboratory and being a chief and all that, like very educated guy. So they had a debate on the where we live on. It was horrible to fucking listen. And it's so the arguments are they went like maybe 60%, like the comments people put 60% to the guy who's Glover. And I was listening to it and none of them made sense. It's like, yeah, so okay. It's like the basic thing. Yeah, so the the gravity is holding the seas there in the vacuum. It's just like that, and people are like, "Woo! Yeah, you got this, brother. You won this." And afterwards, the comments were like that, and it's just horrible. If you go to those arguments, like not arguments but debates, it's just like the Finnish people are not ready to think yet. I don't know. Since it being one of the root like humanity's root kind of people, but they're still not evolved to discussing matters like in a civilized manner. It was horrible for me to see, but it got a lot of views, and it's in the Finnish scene. It's for sure it's coming to the surface big time, but the resistance is very very high level still.
Yeah, oh yeah, but that is their whole plan, right? They want to make sure that there are more indoctrinated people, the that there is much more majority always,
Yeah.
always some way or the other.
They it's a weird thing because it's good to be with all you guys. It's great to be with people that are like-minded, understand. We can have a conversation, So that may, it's hard to say. Well, that's where they're coming from because they just want to be in a clique. So like it's almost like, how do I say that I'm not wanting to be in a clique too? Well, I say that about them, but there is a difference. We're going against the entire establishment. We're not in a clique. We don't have it. We're not a cult. We don't have one leader. We're all leaders showing people how to lead. We don't want followers. We want leaders, guys, right? And that's the fundamental difference between like us and them. They really do kind of want to be in a big clique. If one clique is bigger, chances are they're going with that answer because they don't know the difference between the two or three answers they're being shown, and so you know it's like the difference between quantum physics and physics. Quantum physics is just like so out there. It makes so little sense. It's all just real garbage, and then so is astrophysics though too. And you know what? We don't need to be an astrophysicist to understand that astrophysics is theoretical garbage. And we don't have. This is my plaque right here, guys. That's where I graduated from. That's where I'm graduating to. Flat Earth School. They want
33rd
PhDs.
degree flat Earth school.
And that's what we're doing, bro. We're all learning and teaching each other, and it's a great family, man. And there's not a lot of competition between us. We all want to like raise each other rather than see myself step up
Yeah.
on. It's what I always wanted as a kid to hang out like friends. No preconditioned notions about what people think or look, and this is what the
That was
schools
supposed
teach
to,
us, man. The schools teach us just nothing but garbage, and the people that we're arguing against are coming right out of the schools, but like the same, so are we, right? But there's a fundamental difference, and we want the truth. We're not looking to be in a big clique because flat Earth is not a big clique. It's not yet.
that was supposed to be my incoming kind of like to say that it's nice to be with you guys in whichever show or wherever. It's always well liked, like to me, and I'm very racist in the groups I want to hang around with, like in this way that who I tolerate. And one day it was funny, and racism, I don't use it as a color term here, but in general, I don't like stupid people. I'm very racist to stupid people. One day it was, yeah, so what was it, a week or 2 weeks ago on Ironworks channel, there was some trolls came there and he was whooping ass like long time. I was laughing and gave some support, but he was handling himself very well, and he kind of took the intruders, like butt fucked them like big time there, and it was fun to see. And but in general, because it's generally it's the other way around, they just come in swarms and they just overtake it and all that, but he was standing there like a man and whooping ass, so I was enjoying that.
Cool.
Hey, can I show you a video? It's I showed it to I show it today on my video, but it's just a 20-second video from old movie about that. Not we don't want to be a follower, and how they trick us. You know the Judas goat, of course. Everybody knows Judas goat. What it's referring to. You
Hey,
know the
as
word.
long as we, oh yeah, as long as we don't get any strike, but yeah, put it on.
Yeah, it's I think it's under 30 seconds even. By the way, today the first part of my broadcast was cut because there was too much Matrix movie on it. But so it just went black. Okay, yeah, it's from an old movie, the Judas Goat thing, and it's pretty funny.
We don't hear anything. Riku.
You don't hear anything, okay? Weird.
We see a video, but we don't hear anything.
Well, it's imperative. There is a okay. Maybe I can. Okay, it's a really good one, but if there's no sound, there's no point. This one should work. Okay, this one works. You have to put it up there.
What is it?
A Judascope. Didn't you ever see one?
No, what does it do?
Watch and you'll find out. See, when they get to the slaughterhouse, he ducks to one side and the silly sheep go in to get their throats cut. That black devil knows it.
So simple. It's so simple. And it's been told to people so long, but no, nobody wants to understand. Nobody wants to believe that they're being led to slaughterhouse. It's funny.
Yeah, I like those old movies. The old black and whites are really great. You know, that was the time before, you know, all the internet and all the publicity and radio and TV. And that was like the birth of it. You know, like movies from the 30s are great. You know, there's some really hardcore stuff. You know what? I think movies and television and music were created for the deception, period. No questions asked. They weren't found and then they said, oh, wait, we can use it here. I don't really think that anymore. I think they developed it for the deception. You know, they needed more tools, and this is what they gave us. And the internet is the double-edged sword where they wanted all the information, but they had to give it all out, and they thought we were too stupid to realize what's really going on, but we're not. You know, enough people didn't, you know, let them ingrain every single thing into our heads in the schools. You know, we're taught to kind of worship the teachers and professors and the police and nurses and anyone with a plaque and a badge and a uniform. You almost command respect, and like I don't agree with that really. You know, I don't disrespect automatically. They're kind of neutral. You know, I let people do what they're going to do first, and then I'll react to it, kind of. But yeah. I'll be respectful to everybody, you know.
You know, I think that it's because we're in a time of discomfort, and this is something that I noticed for like the last 20, 25 years. Actually, since roughly like 9/11, nothing but discomfort. So because of this time of discomfort, we're starting to experience a change. Because people are getting to that point to where they're like, you know what, I could give a damn or what. Something needs to change. And so the old ways of doing things, people are starting to realize they're not working. And so you're looking towards new things. And I think there's a time, there's definitely a place. And people are finding that the times are now. And it's like up to you whether you want that time to be now or not. Not everybody, of course, but many folks.
Oh yeah.
Well, they are saying that maybe 5% know pretty much very well what's going on, and then you have another 5% who know, or maybe 15% up to 20% who know something's wrong, but those 15% they don't speak, and then they don't speak up. And then you have the 60%, you know, these percentages that go with the flow, where it's easy. And then you have the 20% of imbeciles and true fuckers who will never understand. And it's just up to these 15% who do understand that there's something wrong to say something and not just be like behind some wall or on the wall, like saying, hey, guy, you 5%er, you should do something. Can you tell about this? So I'm normally, of course, it angers people because I'm telling that fucker on the fence, that one of those 50%, why don't you come down here and fucking say it yourself? And they're like, oh, he's so aggressive and he's so. So I'm like, why don't you come down here? Why don't you fucking say something? And that's the point being that if we get more to that 5%, maybe all of those 20%, eventually they would all join, because you get 6, you get 7, you get 10, and you get all of them. Then you would have even because our arguments would match the stupidest 20%'s arguments, like 100 to 0. And if you want to influence the 60% mass in the middle, the sheep herd, it wouldn't be too hard if there was evenly 20% and 20% of the stupid and us very highly intelligent beings who are comparable to God in a way, kind of people. I'm kind of over putting it a little bit there, just a little. And so that's it. So we need to encourage those 50% who are the closest to us to take the stand and even force their hand, because they don't get angry because they know what's going on, but they don't want to come out to the light from the shadows yet. So that's kind of my take.
Really, and like I mentioned earlier, the only way that a lot of people change is when you take their toys away. When you start removing things, when you start taking online banking, when you start shutting water
when you
off,
remove their comforts.
You start making things, you start putting that water, making it a little bit warmer and making it hot to where it's unbearable, then people want to do stuff. And this is what disturbs me, because it's like you see all this injustice like you could see an injustice take place at your neighbor's house and then you don't say nothing. And I'm like, you know what? You give it some time. You let patterns like that repeat themselves, and then it's going to fall right on your shores, man. That's just the way of the world. You know, I'm not wishing anything bad on anybody, but unless you nip these things in the bud, these things will make it to your place, and that's the only time you're going to want to take action. But a lot of times, by the time it hits your shores, oftentimes it's too late. But
yeah, I always had a big mouth, and when I could never stand watching injustices happen in front of me, and I try, most of the conflicts I've had in my youth was over protecting a friend who wasn't willing or able to protect themselves. I would stand right up for friends in a minute, and I still do, and I always will.
yeah.
Nah,
No, we live in a world.
Go ahead, Vikka. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh yeah. Brother, adding to what you're saying, that but now we live in a world where you try to see and do something for the injustice, and you're gonna be screwed.
Yep.
No good deed goes unpunished, guys.
Yep. And then you know what they do? You know what they do? It's amazing. Like, it's phenomenal how they do it. They use the same play every time. They'll throw a lie out on there. Oh, you know what? He didn't pay his 2021 taxes. And what? It's like, but I did pay my taxes. But you're so late in coming up with a receipt to present to everybody. See, I paid my taxes. By the time the lie has made you look like, the biggest, worstest person since the son of Sam. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, then they get the news. Yeah, he did pay his taxes. It's too late. Everybody sees you as a tax dodger, as a tax evader. So that's true. That's how they use the media in their favor.
And the first one to the headlines gets the story, gets the imprint on people's minds. And, a lie runs across the country quicker than the truth can put its shoes on.
Yep.
And the saying goes around the globe, by the way.
Right. Even better. Absolutely.
But like going back to the same, what we started with, kind of the companionship, like the brother companionship there is with the chat and with everything here. There is this thing that has trickled through in my life so many times that I just got to understand maybe within a year. And it's the saying goes that betrayal never comes from your enemies. So it means it doesn't matter what your enemies say about you, but your friends who stay silent or even backstab you or go with the herd. That's what kind of has broken me down in multiple times during my life. Yeah.
I
So
can't.
I,
I
I would,
can't go against that.
yeah, yeah, and
I
this
can't
is
go against
why I enjoy being here and flapping my mouth, and it's kind of fun to be with people have been through a lot of stuff, because uh, being a flat earther, it's it's not the first step you wake up to anyways. So you've already been through a lot of different busted theories, and you've had to endure all the ridicule and or the losses or whatever, or all of them most likely. So when you come to that level, you're talking about the Earth not being a space ball. You already have established yourself like as full of character, personality, and that's what I'm looking for. Those kind of people.
Yeah, yeah. And hey, it may be difficult, but I tell you what, the more difficult it is, the more worthy the people that you get on the other side, oftentimes. Because you just don't want anybody coming into the group, then you'll have to do a lot more filtering. But it's those ones that that basically understand it for what it is, that go through the fire, and they've been burnt. We've been burnt. We've all been burnt, right? And really, it's just a matter of coming to the truth of, you know what, I've been burnt. I'm tired of it. I hate it. And this is what I have to present. And I think this is a group full of people that have been burnt, and we've just had enough, and we're just ready to move it forward. And really, the globe really has nothing. Like I just saw the other day on I think it was Robot Polish's channel, where it had I'm not even going to mention his name, but Tune, you know who I'm talking about, where he's calling, what's his name, Witsit a liar. And he's like, I caught him in a lie. I caught him in a lie. And I'm sitting over there and I'm looking and I'm like, they've run out. They're at the end of their rope. These are the death throes for the globe. They've run out of stuff, because you want to know what it is? We're starting to ignore them. We're not holding any more debates. There's no more debates. There's nothing to debate. We've proven everything. There's nothing to debate. Now what they're going to do is do this thing here in December that everybody already knows is it's BS. We already know what it is. So they're just basically just trying to bait and switch us, and it's over for them. So he's like, "Oh, I caught him in a lie, this, that, the third." Let's like, nah, man. Like, you guys are done. Put a fork in them.
Well, they're still trying with the pizza. So, is this pizza flying into outer space? What you're living on?
Yeah.
When do you drop off the cliff and all that? It's so they're repeating all the same ones,
Yeah.
so they don't hit as well. So they don't irritate me as long as I hear them anymore. So it just doesn't. I'm like looking at the other person saying it, likely nameless, here on the internet, looking at him in my mind, like in the back of my mind, that you must be,
Yeah.
you must be very fucking stupid. So I'm sorry, I can't help you. That's how I feel.
I like Nameless. I think Nameless is a good name. I guess we should call him Nameless One. Nameless One, that's good. I like that. So we don't have to say his name. Nameless One works.
Sure.
Yeah. And yeah, brother,
Some of
adding
the
to what
names
you
are definitely very creative and original and welcome.
someone's phone is ringing. I think so. Oh yeah, adding to what Aaron was saying, this is the thing we are enough of debates and everything. We are enough of all the bullshit things they are trying to focus the community on by doing, so there is time to do things like how what we are trying to do also with the project of anti-kitra mechanism, right? That was also the thing that we want to do, right? It's not very fast project, but we want to do it good. We, no matter how much time it takes, because we want to make it better. We want to make it evolve more than what the ancients have left us, right? They have already given us the hardware, but we want to make it much more, how do you say, more additions, more amazing stuff that connects with our reality. This mechanism is is the cosmograph. The word cosmograph says in itself. The word cosmograph means that graphs the cosmos. What should a really a model consist? Because these people are always speaking about models and this, and they're speaking about maps. You don't have a map, or you don't have a model, or a model.
Neither did they.
Exactly, but a model should consist all the luminaries. Apart from the map of all the continents and everything, which could be different from different timelines or different epochs, the importance is that should have all the luminaries. As I always mention, just putting a ball with a chart with the map on a ball and putting on a stand is not a model. A model should have all the luminaries included in it. I think it's more important than the accuracy of AE map or Gleason map or Monte Urbano map or Peri Rise map. These are all different versions of the same continents, right? So I think it's not that much of importance of which type of map you're using, as long as it's a North Pole based flat map, right? That's where the model starts. And then the important part, the most important part are the luminaries. The way the sun moves, the way the moon moves, way the constellation moves, way all the luminary moves. That's how we know that it's an eclipse. That's how we know it's solstice. That's how we know it's equinox. That's how we know many other different transits and so much of different positions of all the luminaries. All this works as an orb, and the light it puts on each other is important for all these cycles to happen. The astrological cycles are also dependent all these on all these luminaries. So all these kind of information and data and much more than this is there in that mechanism already. Apart from the calendars, apart from so many other details, is already there. And we want to take that and evolve that into a much more data stuff. We want to add more stuff. So that was supposed to be our first connection or a video chat we wanted to have today, but we had to change it for tomorrow. So if people couldn't have made it to that chat on Telegram group of anti-guitar mechanism, we still have time for tomorrow. You can come and join in for that project. So what we want to do it, we want to combine all these things. We have people who are looks like have skills. We want more people who could collaborate in any other way to make this thing happen, right? So yeah, and you want to add something to that, Iron brother?
Yeah, totally, totally. I'm on board 1,000%. So since we have a team, basically get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? And I'd say one of the biggest things with making this happen, we know what we want, right? The final result is the Antikythera mechanism, a functioning Antikythera mechanism that we can put our hands on, that we can learn from, and that we can operate. Now, in order to get there, in order to make that happen, if you have something to give, which we basically, if you don't say anything, we don't know what you can do. If you say nothing, if you just get in there just to hang out and lollygog, that's not what you're there for. You understand? You're there to present something to basically help out. This is a team effort. It isn't Veek, it isn't Riku, it isn't Gene, it isn't me solely doing this on our own, right? We're basically there to kind of help facilitate, get the team together to make this function. So if you have something to offer, present it, right? Everybody has a part to play. I honestly believe everybody has something to play. So don't minimize your gifts. Don't. This isn't what this is about, right? And so when you think about that, another thing that we need to understand is that communication. If you know you have something to give, like kind of keep us posted, keep us up to date, keep us up to speed. Basically, if you know that you might not be someplace for something in order to present to the rest of the team, drop that information off with someone else that you trust within the team in order to divulge this information to the rest of the team. Because like anything else, it's like a relationship. It's like anything else. Communication within the team, between the team, is key. Okay. So if you know you have something to give, if you know you have something to offer, by all means, present it. Right. I'm like, we're open. We are an available team and we want to work together. Okay. And we have to work together. That's we're not, no man is an island or no woman is an island. So that's all.
That's a great way to put it, bro, because you know what? Even with everybody on the team, the 2 years previous history we have, we don't know it all. We just don't know it all, right? And we need everybody to get together to figure this all out. So that makes great sense. That we need all of you guys out there with your creative thinking. And not that we're going to create a new anti-cathera mechanism, but what do we could be missing something or overlooking something collectively. And sometimes a fresh set of eyes is all you need, man. It's like whack. Oh, and then the lights go off and it's a whole new side road to be looking at. So yeah, no, everybody's definitely welcome and appreciated. Like we say, man, we're looking to build more leaders and warriors to go out and do this on your own and to have the proper tools and the mechanisms to do this, to be able to get these messages across to anybody, and Vikka, bro, you had, we did a show, I don't know, a year ago, whatever it was, called 2 Home Runs. And that was basically for Vikka because Flatten the Curve was friggin' home run, man. That is still one of my favorite videos to promote Flat Earth and to present to people. Beginners that's an amazing video, man. And then the Mechanical Realm is another home run. I'm lucky enough I've been a part of it. I wasn't alone there by any means, and it was great, man. It was. I can't believe it was a year ago. Wow.
Yeah, brother. Even still
Riku.
today,
Sorry, go
even
ahead,
still
Pete.
today, even still today, I get comments on both of the documentaries. So that's great.
That's awesome. You're never
Go
gonna
ahead,
stop.
Go ahead, Riku.
So yeah, I've seen the first film maybe 2 times. I've seen the machine Antikythera machine film once, and what I'm coming to is those are for different kind of people, but the end goal is the same, because the Antikythera is too difficult for me. Like it's none of my. I loved it. I was like, this is really good stuff. Over 2,000-year-old machine and all that, and it's explaining like the 19-year cycles of the stars and all that. So it's all new info to me. But to the new people who you present to, if you have an engineer in your neighborhood and who wants to know something, you can send that movie. If you send the other movie, is like, yeah, I don't interest. But if you have like a warlord next door living that enjoys like warships and guns and pilots and whatever, like war, you give him the other movie. So here you have these soldiers telling that it's all fucking lie. So maybe he's like, oh well, this Rambo is telling me this. So it depends. So they talk to different kind of audiences, both of the films.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, bro.
And I'd say the Antikythera, I've never seen a movie like it. So it's like unique all in its own way.
Yes. Yeah.
But at the same time, with it being important, it's like I think this is like the perfect follow-up. You make the movie, now you make the product. Now what do you have to show? We have the movie, which I think is a big deal. right? But then like one of the end products, and what I mean by one of the end products is you make the device. Now show the people, show us, how does it work? What does it do? What do we get out of it? And this is the sticking point, because now what do we get out of it? And so they're going to look at the Antikythera, then they're going to look at the globe, and then they're going to be like, what the hell? What have I been looking at? What is this right here? There's this thing that explains a lot what I'm looking at. What is this thing? What is this supposed to do? So then basically in a passive kind of way, we're showing everybody, not just people of the globe, but people within our community as well. Like, this is reality. This is part of reality, helping to demonstrate and explain it.
Oh,
Whatever
yeah,
that
brother.
is, yeah, whatever that is.
Absolutely, brother. Imagine with all the machine, with all the information, what it's showing, what are the cycles, what are the gears doing in comparison with the globe, right? It's for the future. It's for the future generation. Enough of memes, enough of videos, enough of debates, enough of everything. We have to leave something for the future generation. And we are seeing that in the community, people are doing everything except things like these machines and gadgets, what really do, and the real experiments, the real way of proving that the earth is geocentric, the real way of showing that how everything is connected up and down, right? These are the kind of things that should be left, right? So that the people can use by themselves and see how simple it is. It also connects with all the cycles of the day and the night, the time change these people are doing to confuse us, to screw our bio clock, right? It's totally about the cycles above and cycles within, the frequencies, the light, the energy that's are coming from above, including the sun, the moon, day by day. Everything that exists in this mechanism needs and depend on those cycles above, and we have been indoctrinated and told lies about what's been happening. So this is just one mechanism that can uh, show us the real science and data and information and software that is inside us. It's our realm in a box. It's a planetarium. It's a cosmos. It's a cosmograph.
The artwork, your mic is not working.
Yeah, you're mute,
Oh,
brother.
I thought I clicked on it, but that hits a nail right on the head, because basically all these luminaries in the sky, they've been having us head down the wrong street for such a long time that now we have this object in the sky, right? So in the scriptures, you don't have to be part of the scriptures, but the scriptures basically say that the sky, I think it's Genesis chapter 1:16 or 1:14, one of the two, that those things, those objects, those luminaries in the skies are for assigned seasons, days, and years. And so we have this comet A3 in the sky, right? And it's there, it's an anomaly in the sky. We don't see it all the time, right? It's not part of the luminaries that we see normally throughout the year. It's there now until around the 12th ish, visible to our eyes.
You're
But the
talking about that
crazy
second
thing,
moon?
well, no. This is the comet A3,
Oh yeah, okay. I
right?
was unaware.
So,
Thanks.
so even with these comets, even with, like, remember when Hale Bopp was out from
Yep.
in 1997?
Yeah.
It was in the sky for around like,
Like
I don't
a
know,
month
for
or
like
so,
9
couple-
months. It was like almost
Oh, that
it was
long?
almost a year. Yeah, it was
Okay,
like almost
wow.
a year, right?
Wow.
And a lot of people don't even know that a comet was in the sky like 25 years ago. They have no clue. 27 years ago, they have no clue that there was a comet huge in the sky.
Yeah, I remember
Huge.
that.
Everybody can see it every night. Everybody. So the thing is it's not just in the sky for no reason. It's there for a reason. So
Well,
what
the
did we miss
signs,
out?
bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a sign. But my thing
Yeah.
is we missed out on something just because this is there to give us a signal that, hey, this is taking place. These are the things happening. Prepare yourself. Prepare
Exactly.
your family. Yeah, exactly. And so this is a concerted effort. And it disturbs me that a lot more people aren't catching on to understand this reality that, hey, they're keeping information from us that's in the sky already. It's there. And the skies are telling us, prepare yourself and do this. Set yourself up, prepare yourself and do that. It's not just pull crops out the ground, cut
Yeah,
crops and put them
no.
away. It's a lot
It's
more intricate and detailed than that.
yeah, it is, And bro, it brings me to I ask this question a lot. Um, you know, why does the Catholic Church have so much time and money invested in a telescope in Arizona, I think, called Lucifer?
Lucifer.
They don't own it. They rent space from it. But what is the Vatican have so much interest in the sky? Is because they're looking for something, and they might know what they're looking for, and
Yes.
and there could be a signal that something is on the way. And like you say, bro, we do not know. We just don't know, you
Yep.
know. But there's more reason behind that telescope. The name is just out of control, peculiar. And the fact that they only rent space from it is really cute. They don't own it. It's just all red flags, suspicious, and very fishy. But that's what they're looking for something, and like who knows what it is, bro? Who knows what it's gonna tell them and what they're gonna do when they see it?
Yeah.
It could
You know
be.
what's crazy?
Just
Even
just
on
a fun. Are you drinking moonshine, man? You drinking
me?
moonshine?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Show
No,
what you're
I'm
drinking to people. It's
I'm
moonshine,
drinking.
man. It's either peace or moonshine. Which one is it?
No, I'm just cheap. And so this was an olive jar. It had olives in it. And so I ate all the olives, right? I washed them out and I kept the jar. I was like, this is a good jar, man. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
just throw a good piece of glass away. It's a
Oh.
free glass.
Yeah, but
So I
it's
put
okay by
apple
me, and
juice.
but man, it's okay. Probably everybody here accepts it. It's well known fact that drinking urine is very healthy.
Oh,
It
funny.
looks you. So if that's
Well,
your thing, man,
If this is my urine, I need to drink some water. Every time I drink some water, if this is my urine, it smells like
You
asparagus.
better go see a doctor, bro. Stop drinking that shit.
Yeah, man.
so
Yeah.
so
Something is funny about the urine therapy, though, is when you get bit by a jellyfish, what's your first thought?
Oh, no, piss on it. You got to piss
Pee
on
on
it.
it.
You got to put some kind of. You got to put some
you
tomato
did
paste
the
or
wrong
something like
trick.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
I
stung by jellyfish a few times. It sucks.
man, I don't go in the ocean.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I'm not into the water.
Oh yeah, getting back to the stars. This is the thing, right? Imagine that having 2000 years ago that you had this kind of machine that was functional without any power and without any internet, and it's telling you the whole position of everything in the cosmos, right? That in itself is the biggest rabbit hole of what other technology these people could have had and what they are
Oh
hiding
yeah.
from us, right? What is there in the Vatican library or in the archive or all the other gadgets?
So Vika, I got this.
Cut out, Iron.
You cut out, brother.
Oh, my bad. Did you guys can hear me? You guys got me?
There you go.
No,
You
you
back.
could go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I got this question for everybody here. How do we know that that thing was from 2000 years ago?
We don't. The only
And
way
here
we
we
know, bro. You know
here
how we're
yeah.
dating it right now?
Uh-huh.
By what they're calling a shipwreck. And I don't know if you can excavate a shipwreck for 100 years. It sounds like a sunken city, really, when you think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the jars that they're finding it with can be dated specifically by the handles and the lips. Are very they're very specific to dates, because you want to be able to carry your jugs in the most convenient way. So the pouring mechanism in the jugs and the handles can date it pretty well. So that's what they're going by. But we don't really know. And you know what? There's no history to it. This whole thing is just a freak show, bro. Nothing is conclusive that really points to it. There's a couple of things that are like, well, maybe, you got to jump through hoops on fire to make it work, though. So if it's not cut and dry, it's just a nice maybe. There's nothing that really points to this thing before it was made or anywhere after it was made. It's just this fantastic device that nobody ever talked about. It's like, what is this? It's just crazy.
Exactly. And really, the only time we got some hype behind the Antikythera mechanism was roughly like a decade ago. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This was something that they said was found in the early 1900s. Was it, or was it like 1953 around there?
No, 53 is
To
when they
answer,
started figuring it out. They found it in 1902, I think.
You see what I mean? They found this thing.
50 years later.
Exactly. 50 years later, they're like, oh, we think it might do this. And then another like 70 years. Well, here we are now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we didn't even know this concept or this thing existed until like 10 years ago. And so they're going to come out and then they're going to present and this is the thing that pisses me off about fucking science, excuse my language, is when they come out and they say these fucking numbers, and then you want to know something, Vika and everybody else, like understand where my heart is, you know, because as soon as they say it, we buy it a lot of times. And I'm like, and after everything we've experienced, after everything we've seen, and what we know and understand, what we truly know and understand is that how do we know? Because you've got Jared Boosters, you've got John Levy, you've got My Lunch Break. I could go down. There's a whole litany and a list of people that are describing that we don't know where the hell we are. We don't know when we are. So these objects that we find along the way, like we're now starting to see, oh wow, they had this back then. Holy smokes. But we're entrusting the date and the period as to when these things came up. We're entrusting the same people that are giving us the globe to give us
the thing,
exactly.
I wanted to answer that too.
I'm
Exactly. I
sorry.
wanted to answer that,
Yeah.
brother, because the thing is, I don't think this mechanism is 2,000 years old.
Mhm.
I think this mechanism is more than 10,000 years old. Why?
Hmm.
Because if this 2,000 years ago, these people were having a functional device like this, to have that kind of device to work to make this device, you need more time, right?
Hmm.
I think comparing with all those ancient structures and technology that is the remnant that is left shows us that what these ancients were capable of, right? We are speaking about more than 1,400 books being burned based on technology. Antikythera mechanism is just one of a device out of those 1,400 books, right? They're speaking about levitating thrones and robotics and everything we could imagine of movements and transport, right? So seeing in time machines, holograms and holographic. So a lot of stuff is been like cut out from us, right? So, and I think the ancients were much more evolved. This kind of technology cannot be just from Greece, because we found the Antikythera mechanism. This was a shared technology in ancient times, right? It might have had power to literally take you back in time, because it's actually telling you time, right?
And
Maybe the dial of destiny is based on that sci-fi of time machine. But these kind of things might exist, because even in the documentary, Evelyn Galt is mentioning about Joshua or something, about his brother, and he could see in a star map in a machine, and he could say where he was, right? So for us, this might sound magical. So all this thing is much more ancient, because the whole timeline, sorry, of 2,000 years old is not making sense. It's not making sense. There's a lot to the ancients, to all the ancient civilization that existed, right? Everybody had the part. we are speaking about levitation technology of flying crafts, right? What is a device, right? This is one of the devices, right? This was like could be made literally in stones. This whole device could have been made into from a stone with moving parts, and people could go and see as a planetarium as we go today, right? We are just getting the breadcrumbs. If this shipwreck wouldn't have happened and this thing wouldn't have been underground, maybe they would have manipulated it and they would have never come to know that this thing existed. Imagine, we all have heard about anti-guitar mechanism. Oh, it's a computer, it's a that. But did anybody try to look really good and see what the hell it's trying to tell us? They took a decade or 3 decades to try to find out what it was doing, right? And still nobody was telling it about it and not telling the what it's really doing, that it's a cosmograph, right? Imagine that machine being made by one of the most like high quality watchmaking company, Hublot, to make that into a miniature model, which costs around $275,000 to have that. So imagine what can you compare with it with a globe, right? That you find it in a $3. Sorry, guys, I
No,
went
no,
on a
no.
rant on that.
No. And to kind of caveat to that, check this out. These guys, and I understand it takes time, and in order to establish some kind of pattern, you need some kind of time. I can only imagine
Accurate
how these
records
guys
too, bro.
exactly how these guys came to putting this device together back whenever they put it together, whether it's 2,000 years or 10,000 years. If it's 10,000 years, here's the thing: they use 2,000 years because it's within 5,000 years. They wouldn't say something like 10,000 years because that's going to leave a lot of people scratching their heads. They're not going to say
Way too out of
8,000.
control.
They're not even going to say 7,000 years because they're going to be like 7,000 years. But wait a minute. So now this is where a lot of people get caught between a rock and a hard place, right? Because obviously we're understanding that these luminaries in the sky give us the sign, seasons, days, and years, and then some for a reason. Not just sign, seasons, days, and years, but sign, seasons, days,
Not
and years
just for taxes.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I gotta pay that damn property tax, man. This is that time, man. My car, I don't want to lose it.
That's
right?
what they instill time for, is to pay taxes on time.
Yeah, but
that's what it was done for.
I mean,
They
here's
want
the
their
thing.
money.
Here's the thing: is there are people there are those of us that understand that those things aren't what we were told. But then there's that group, there's the vast majority of people that think that it's the stuff that we were told. They still think, the people still think that those luminaries are balls of gas or Earth's, or used to be a Earth. Oh, this had rivers in it. Mars had a river in it, and it had aliens and a whole building, and it even had an ancient McDonald's on Mars. So people are going to fall for that, and then they're not going to look to see what the Antikythera is truly trying to give us, and why it's trying to give these times to us.
No, because the narrative won't say anything about it. If the narrative says something, they'll be right there with it, bro.
I'm like burning here. I have my white words to say. I'm waiting. After Gene, I'm gonna take my spot.
All right ahead, bro. I'm good. We're just talking.
So the basic thing is what we are telling to people. It's about perspective. We talk about perspective all the time, right? And again, this what Vikka started and what Aaron continued. It's again, even our perspective is controlled with this 2,000 year now. And if we think about going, it's well-known history. So I'm paraphrasing, so that the pyramids are 5,000 years old or whatever the fuck they are, and they were built and all that. Even that is known that it's not possible to be built.
Best they can
tell. They're like 5,000 to 6,000 years. Yeah. When was the original fire of the Alexandria Library?
That was. I was going to go right there. Yes.
Yeah. So way back when. So if
200 BC,
and now
I think, right?
Yeah. Huh?
200 BC.
I think it was around 200 BC or 100 BC.
Yeah, and you had Aristotle and you have Plato at that time, and you have So okay, and then you have a younger machine that couldn't do what the pyramids were built with, and then you have 56 miles of fucking library shelves in underneath the Vatican. So what's in there? So they're controlling our perspective of time with this 2,000 year, and that's why it's good to even for us to break that kind of like to say it could be older and not go with the flow. And maybe it's from the 1500s. No, it's fucking 150,000 before Christ. Like we go that far, and then we can come to the middle level, whatever.
Exactly.
Exactly. And the cycles, because brothers, the cycles that it predicts and shows in itself say how old it is. Because even the Prague astronomical clock, it's showing us those cycles also in a way, and it's even showing a bigger cycle of 25,000 years. Like, right? So these kind of devices in itself show that it has that software in it that is ancient.
And you know, I mean, to kind of jump on what you said, Vika, but to kind of connect that with what you said, Riku, as far as the Library of Alexandria, they said that thing burnt down. What I honestly believe is they removed the contents, moved them to different places. Not just I'm sure you've got a bunch of different places to house these things. They use the Vatican as a scapegoat. You understand? They say, oh, it's all in the Vatican. No. I think there are other places that it's at. A lot of these books, a lot of these contents, right? And then maybe they did burn it down. They're like, all right, well, it's an empty husk now. We might as well just get rid of the evidence. And so they consistently tell us these stories. This burnt down, that burnt down, it was gone. This burnt down, that burnt down, it was gone. So now what we're starting to learn and what we're starting to come to realize is that through many of these channels, like My Lunch Break, and I've named a few of them already, is that they come up with the same thing. Because if you burn the evidence, there's no way of seeing that burnt evidence ever again, because it's burnt, it's gone. You understand? So again, they burnt the Library of Alexandria. No, it's scattered about. They have the information. They know what's good. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of this Antikythera stuff. And then when it's time to be released, and then we kind of piece it together, then yes, that happens. But I think a lot of what they rely on is we piece it together, and then we base it off of the official narrative that we're given. Be like, okay, we put the Antikythera mechanism together, and then we understand how it functions, but we're going to piece it with we're going to combine it with a bunch of other lies that we were given. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we truly don't know when anything is, when we are, where we are, you know?
Hey guys, I want to show you something over here. I got something. I don't know if I'll be able to get it in here. Okay, this is a check from 1865.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
It's a banknote, but if I can get the dates in, there's two separate. There's 1865 printed, not by hand, printed on a machine. Okay, 1865.
Bro, you got your fingers all over that thing, man. You got your fingers all over that thing.
I know. Oh, he's a collector, isn't he? Eh?
You might
and
be
then
rich.
There's a 100. So there's a one for the denomination, and there's a one for the year. I'm gonna try and see if you can see the difference between the two, but I'm not sure if it's gonna come in clear, and I can't really see. So there's the 1865, right?
Hold on, I see 186. Oh, 186.5. I see it.
That's the year. That was printed by machine on this, okay? And then
why is there the dot?
Right.
It's not a dot.
The 100.
Actually, it's the
now
5.
Look at the difference in the one. Can you see
it's
that?
The start.
Go ahead, Vika. What'd you say?
I think it's not a dot. It's just the 5. The starting of the 5.
Oh, wait a minute.
5.
No, I saw 186 something 5. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a decimal.
Yeah, it's just the tip of the 5. Looks like.
You're not able to see it? You know what?
Yeah, we
It
saw.
comes in blurry. It comes in a little bit blurry.
Yes.
Maybe if you leave it in front of the camera for a little bit, it'll be able to properly focus.
Yeah, it's hard. I have to have it so close that I can't see both.
Hmm.
You know what? Maybe I'll send you pictures of it, Vika, and you could bring it up on a camera next time or something. My
Okay.
point is, my point is that the printing on this piece of paper is from a bank, and there's two ones on it. One for the denomination over 100, and the
Right.
year, and the one in the 100 looks like a one,
Right.
and the one in the 1865, it doesn't really look like a one. It could, but it looks more like an I. That's all I'm saying. It looks
You want to
more
know
like an I.
something? You want to know something? When I started deciphering the God bless you. When I was deciphering the Urbano Monte map, those outside triangles, a lot of when they mentioned like 18 or 15, not 18, but rather 15, 60 something, 15 this, 15 that, a lot of the eyes were ones. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but a lot of the eyes, and I was like, I-9, what the fuck? Is that a highway or some shit? What the hell are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? And so
when you look at it, compare it to the eyes in the names if you can, where it's definitely a letter, as opposed to, hey, is that a number or a letter? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Try to find if any of the names have an I, and then see if there's a comparison you can make a distinguished difference. Because that's what I'm trying to do here. It's just not really coming in clear. There's a big difference, man. That one in the 1865 looks, it's like a fancy one, but
Right.
then there's two separate styles of numbers here.
And you know, and
Saying.
what's crazy is what we're starting to learn is that around the 1860s, 1870s, between the 1860s and 1820s, it's strange. A lot of strange things happen. In I think it's 1853 or 1859, that's when Charles Darwin decides he wants to come out with the theory of evolution. And we come from monkeys. And then people eat it up and they buy it. It's around
Dinosaurs.
that same, and that right. And so it's around that same period, and it's like, what's going on? What's happening? So now you got these folks that I'd mentioned earlier that are doing the videos, you know, the My Lunch Breaks, and shout out to you guys, shout out to My Lunch Breaks, and you know, all y'all that do all that stuff, because we're not, but whatever you're doing, it's amazing, it's great, keep it up. But with them doing that, they're starting to show us that something happened during that time, and everything that's contained there within that time frame is suspect. Maybe they were trying to do something new, maybe they were experimenting with something different, but it's suspect. Go ahead, Reek.
Yeah, the most heard theory of that time is that they did the annihilation then, and then they're just rebuilding. So that's the most running theory that I come across all the time. People are saying that's when they had the mud floods and all that. So pretty much that's all we know, and that's less than 200 years ago. So yeah, so it can be bullshit before that, like everything.
Yeah.
Right. Something happened. Something fucking happened.
Big happened. Yes.
That's
right.
You know, that's why I'm very suspicious about the Vatican looking in the sky, because if there's a clock that these mud floods run by, that's what they could be looking for, and that's how they might re-inhabit and start, you know, the incubator babies again. You know, they have this technology. They're so far advanced beyond us, man. We couldn't even picture what they really have. You know, we're doing a live right now across thousands of miles. There's zero delay. We got decent audio. Man, they could be standing right here watching every single one of us in the room we're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys,
And you know,
guys, they gave us the gear technology in 1400s, and where did we come today?
Exactly.
So imagine having the gear technology 2,000 years ago. They had it. They just didn't give it to us. What difference does it make?
Huge difference. You know what the gear did to advance technology in society? The gears is what ushered in the Industrial Revolution.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was a key.
Gears.
The gear
Just
did that.
and you want to know something? You want to know something, Gene and V? Like you know that it's the small components.
Yeah.
Everybody's overlooking the screw. The screw. Who would have thought of the screw? And it's the small components. So the gear, Lord knows, the thing's been around for ages. Like I
The
see
inclined
movies,
plane,
the plane, the damn a crowbar, right? So
bro.
looking at something as simple, right? A
Springs.
screw. So looking at
Screw
something
you
as
guys.
simple, looking at something as simple as a gear, right? And then stepping up or stepping down a gear, changing the amount of teeth that it has in order to achieve a certain speed ratio. Like it's like, wow, who could have thought of something like
Ah.
that? How could you have thought of something like that in order to achieve something as big and crazy as a clock?
It had. It's one thing to think of it. How do you execute it in a machine with other gears? And bro, it's pretty phenomenal, man. It's no easy task. And to calculate those motions, man, what could that have taken those guys? And what did they write that stuff on? Rice paper?
Yep.
With charcoal? Like
Yeah.
what were the blueprints for these things? It's crazy.
Yep.
Really cool.
And I think a lot of people don't give people from the past any credit. They don't give them any credit because they're like, oh, they couldn't figure out how to do A, B, and C. And I'm like, no, they figured out how to make the components to make A, B, and C. Are you crazy? It's
Yeah.
like it's because if you put the layperson in the woods to figure it out and survive, do you think they'd be able to know how to build a fire? Do you think they'd be able
Yeah,
to know
man.
how to siphon water and clean water? They don't
Nope.
understand even the earth. How would they know how to manipulate rock, turn it into metal, or earth, turn it into metal, melt it down, break it, shape it properly, and turn it into a set of gears to
And then
achieve
mix it with
proper
other
timing?
metals. Mix
Exactly.
a 90 to 10% ratio to get a mixture of the.
Yes.
That's alchemy. That's advanced, bro. That's
Yes.
way after you figure this stuff out initially. Way, way, way
Yep.
after.
And what another thing we're finding out is that the top of many of these structures that have these domes on them, they're made of a thin sheet of gold. How
Yeah.
the hell do you do that? How do you do that? And why do you do that? Like people are starting to realize why they're making
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of these things of gold, right? And why gold is so important. And gold probably one of the more conductive metals that we have on the periodic table that we have total access to. So it's like, why are they making a dome or out of gold? And what purpose does it serve? How does it better humanity? What do we get out of it?
Now that you're talking about it, because they've been talking bad about gold in general. So what is it good for? It's good for jewelry, and it's been the money for the last 5,000 years and all that. But silver, you can use it for everything. You can do anything with silver, but gold has no purpose. So they are hiding gold apparently there.
Yep. Silver. All right. Okay.
Silver bracelet. That's a silver bracelet. That's 100 grams of silver
Yep.
made by me.
Ah, cool,
Hey, all
man.
right. That's what's up.
Right
Yeah.
You
on.
have a man purse go with that.
I like silver better than gold
Vikka,
personally. I always
you have a
did.
man
What?
purse going with that. You have a man purse going with that jewelry.
A man purse.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Little
Yeah.
Michael Kors action going.
Yeah.
What you
What's
got
that?
there?
Yeah, that's a silver coin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is that
that's a silver flat earth coin from my buddy 7-Eleven Lucas.
Oh, does he
Lucas.
make those?
Nah, he
Nice.
grabbed a bunch, and I was lucky enough to get one when I met him in Jersey last month.
Oh,
So I'm trying to get it in
yeah.
focus. You can't really see it too well.
I could see it.
Says go behind. Yeah, we can see it. A little bit behind. No more. Nope.
I can see it. You can see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
I
it.
can see it.
It's so cool, man. And I got this from this is cool too. This is my flat earth keychain. Funny story. I got this in Tennessee when I met David Weiss. And he says, "Yeah, my friend makes these." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I gotta grab one of these, right?" And next thing you know, when I went to Jersey, I found out that the guy that makes these was Zulu. I'm like, "Oh, the world's this
Oh,
big,
Zulu
man."
One. Okay.
Zulu One makes these. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to meet him last month in Jersey. Great time, man. If you can make it to, we're going to be doing that every year, guys. Once a year, we're going to be going down to Atlantic City, and we will keep you posted on that. It was a really great event, man. We had a freaking great time. A
Didn't
lot of great people.
Tony Coriolis went, right? He went to
Tony
that one,
was
right?
there.
Yeah.
Matrix, Imla, Lucas, Shifty, Alex Lowry's girlfriend, Nicole. Oh man,
Haven't seen him in a
Nathan was
while.
there, and bro, it was a friggin' 72-hour party.
Holy moly. Yeah, man. I
was
gotta
great.
make it out there. Now, what's
Bro, if you-
crazy is that they had the Flat Earth Summit out there in Spartansburg, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Then
Tony made it to that too.
Yeah, he made it to both. And
Yep.
what's crazy is you had the hurricanes or the remnants thereof come up and do what it up there. Tell me what you know about that, because that's all I know is that hurricane came up and just like made things interesting.
Well, I was today on my show, I was talking about it quite extensively, using all the clips and all that. So you have all the quartz and what's the other mineral plants there, and then the government lithium, and then the government and the plant who's making those is there, and then the government obviously wants the land for themselves because it's like 2.0 of the Hawaii thing, different purposes probably, but it's and I was showing about how they manipulated with the HARP to make that the hurricane like you can see it in the radar pictures. You can see it like yeah. Go ahead.
It's hard for people to believe that these people have technology which will look like magic to us. It's really hard for people to believe that. That's why when I say about the sun simulator and the LED sky and everything, it's possible. This might be all technology.
It's you want to know, a lot of times I think people's understanding of the real world is steered oftentimes by what they get off of TV. Like TV is such an effective weapon. TV things, the ones that do best, the Star Trek, the Star Warses, and all these things, they become part of, especially in the United States, they become part of our psyche and how we proceed forward and we communicate with people. So these people get paid handsomely and well because what they do affects how we think and how we live our day-to-day lives. And so like it's like I could see people thinking that outside the box, because to them outside the box is Star Trek. They're like, oh, I can't go anywhere beyond that, because that's what, even though that may seem a little bit far-fetched, that's what fetched is. Like, that's as far out as I can think. I can't think beyond Star Trek. I can't think beyond Star Wars or anything else like that. No, but no, Vikka, you're right, man. These people have found things out, and they've learned things about how to manipulate the electromagnetic spectrum and everything else to do things that we couldn't even comprehend, that we wouldn't even believe that they could possibly do, or that they would possibly do, especially to us.
That's the thing. People don't think that they would do it if they could. Two things. Yes, they can, and yes, they will. I had three things. Yes, they are. They're doing this stuff, guys. I'm sorry. You're never going to convince me otherwise. You need some really strong, something to support your claim if you're telling me that these guys ain't doing this stuff on purpose.
Yep. Let me tell you, because if you want to know something, if it was by mistake or if it was by a matter of chance, a lot of these people in the White House, a lot of these people in the Kremlin and everything, they would be getting caught up in the same nonsense we'd be getting caught up in. Guess what? None of them get caught up in the same bullshit that we. Hey, if part of the earth got scorched and burnt to a crisp, do you think any of those guys in positions of leadership would be caught up in that? No,
Yeah,
because
no
they
way.
know of it. There's no freaking
Yeah.
way. They know
You know,
that
not
these things are happening.
and not only that, they're not they're keeping the roads closed, and we sent $8 billion to people over there, and they don't got 50 cents for us over here. I don't want to hear about $750,
Yeah,
guys. That's a smack
no.
in the face. So don't come at me with that Matrix stuff, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
and you
don't
know,
care, man.
yeah, they don't, and it's okay, because my thing is
Uh,
this: we need to cast those motherfuckers aside, because we're all we got. At the end of the day, we can't trust them. We already know they're liars. They're full of shit. They're absolutely useless. They don't create
yeah.
anything, and we
You
have
got
to
cut.
do. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not true leadership. We have to cast them aside, and we have to do for ourselves. That's the only way we're going to keep this thing going. We have to do for ourselves, and we just need to push them off to the side and let them fuck off. Let them fuck off, because obviously if, and here's the thing, a lot of folks aren't paying much attention to those in North Carolina. I'm like, pay special attention to them, because what's happening down there, give it some time. If you don't nip that in the bud, it's going to reach your shores. You just give it some time.
They're calling for more already. They're telling Florida, people are like, get out of Florida, just leave. They're getting hit again soon.
Jeez.
I don't watch too much news. I see most of the stuff on, through friends' feeds. I don't, so that's what I'm hearing. That
This morning I saw a few clips that the hillbillies, that's what they call themselves there in the Appalachian Mountains. You guys know better, but for me it's like okay, that's where they come from, hillbillies.
They're close.
So it's like a jokey thing to say somebody is a stupid hillbilly and all that.
right.
But how they were talking about it was just the opposite. They were like, if you piss us hillbillies off, and they had been pissing them off, like one FEMA director had been like arrogant and denied the help, so they beat his ass. So they were making threats that it's coming your way, so they know. So again, now like we were talking about an hour ago, we were talking when it hits home to you about whatever knowledge, and now they know what they lost, and they know the corruption of the government, that the government is sending the troops to Israel, and it should be there on their soil helping them. So now it hits home. So it's going to wake up millions of people, and they're going to study, they're going to learn, and they will eventually come to big conclusions on everything. So it's the genie is out of the bottle in many ways. Anyways.
Yep. But I pray that they, well, not necessarily that they have to, but I hope people wake up. But the only way to wake people up is to apply pressure on people. You have to force them. It's the same thing with crystals. Exactly. Crystals don't produce voltage unless you squeeze them. That's the only way a crystal. Salt doesn't give you its taste unless it gets wet. So you have to change the pressure and apply it to people in order for them to spring into action and wake up and understand, hey, listen, we're all got. Those people in office, whoever the hell you, they are not your friend. They are not looking out for you. They could give two craps about you. They have their own thing going on. We are numbers to them, and we're the only ones taking care of ourselves. So we need to act accordingly.
It's true. That's why that we got called names like hillbillies and stuff like that, to look upon our fellow brothers in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
And just because you live in a certain state and your license plate says that, I don't like you. It's that easy. You see someone on the road with a Jersey plate, you're like, fucker. Get out of here.
So Gene, are you telling me you're a hillbilly?
I don't think so, but I'd like to be.
Yeah.
You know, you can take me out. I'm from the city. I'm from New York, about 60 miles down the block here. And the further away I get from the city, the happier I am, bro.
Man, shoot. As soon as I retired from the Navy, I said, man, ain't no way in hell you get me to move back there. Ain't
Where you
no
from?
way in hell. I'm from Brooklyn originally.
Ah, so am I.
Where in Brooklyn you from?
Bay Ridge.
Okay, I'm from East New York.
No, God. No
Yeah.
shit. You made it out.
Yeah. And I ain't never going back.
Ah, man. No thanks, bro. I still got
man.
friends down there. We, every once in a while I gotta get to a funeral or something.
Yeah.
But I don't go just hang out anymore.
Yeah, man. I mean,
No.
with the way New York is changing and how fast it's changing, and people are just standing there and letting it happen. I'm like, y'all should have left. I was like, y'all should have either left or y'all should put your foot down and do something about it. But
bro,
they're
what do we do though, bro? That's my question. Like, what do we really do?
Honestly,
pick it outside.
I think especially the people in New York, like, for example, they don't have gun rights. They don't, right? They don't have gun rights. This is what I honestly feel. What I honestly feel is use your better judgment. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Use your better judgment because you got
get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. Either you get out, or if you want to stay there, you need to find a way to properly protect your family. So use your better judgment. I'm not going to say that you need to break the law. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is use your judgment, because the NYPD, we see how they operate now with the way New York is being bombarded with illegal aliens and everything else like that. It's not being properly taken care of. And so it's not being properly taken care of. It's up to the New Yorkers, the citizens themselves, to do for themselves, because New York City cops, they're going to listen to the authority. They're not going to try and protect you. They're going to try and protect their self-interest.
It's not their job anymore, bro.
Exactly.
It's not even in their job description to serve and protect.
No,
it's not. It's not what they're there for anymore.
That's why I'm like, listen, if you don't want to ride the subway, if you want to do the right thing, don't ride the subway, because now they have it to where you have the National Guard stationed at some spots within certain subways and stuff like that.
In the city?
In the city, in New York City. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think they're like just there to give a presence. They're not there to do anything, right? They're just there.
They're not going to do it. No.
Because there's going to be more of them soon.
Yep. And this is just a precursor to what's going to happen up around in the United States, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, listen, man, ammo's cheap. Guns are cheap. Get them while they're hot. Listen, do the right thing, because criminals are going to do the wrong thing all the time, and they don't care if you got your shit together or not. So you better get your house in order, get yourself prepared, and do the right thing. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. I don't miss it, bro.
No, me neither.
Guys, we live in Sinaloa in Mexico now. So we've been here in Sinaloa now 2 years. And we first moved to the center of Mexico, which there is a lot of, I call it pharmacy activity. So Sinaloa is very well known about the pharmacy activities too. And here it's apparently there's a pharmacy war going on here. So people don't even go out after 7 here in Sinaloa. And we don't live in the capital of Sinaloa. That's 2 hours up from us, from Mazatlan, where we are at. But it's also kind of because we are foreigners here, and there's no gun permits here or nothing like that for even for the locals. So the stage is still the place where to arm yourselves and all that. But it's kind of scary. But of course, it doesn't show to us like here. They don't bother us. But if somebody comes with a gun, you don't have a gun, and he or she or something in between has, you are fucked. You can't do anything, whether you box or not, or whether you know the Earth is flat or not. You're just fucked.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. Yeah, man. And that's what sucks. It's the grand equalizer, right? It makes things fair when you can properly prepare yourself, when you can properly arm yourself. And just seeing that New York can't do it, and this is within the United States that's supposed to be protected by the Second Amendment, and New York can't do it. I'm like, why do you guys even live here? And so it's remarkable how many New Yorkers that you meet that if you say, "Hey man, why don't you come to my house? I'll show you how to shoot." And they're looking at you like you're crazy.
What?
They're like, "Shoot a gun? Why do I want to learn how to shoot a gun?" I'm like, "I don't know. Why do you want to learn how to brush your teeth? Why do you want to learn how to tie your shoes? I don't know. Tell me why you would want to learn how to shoot a freaking gun. Come on now."
Yeah, guys. Yeah, we all there are places that are like in countries that, like also he mentioned, uh, Riku, that are really really dangerous. So yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole in itself. So yeah, guys, we are almost 2 hours, and before we start wrapping up, maybe we should mention something about the tomorrow's uh, group call. So hope we see our people who wants to collaborate being there tomorrow. I think, what time is your time, Gene? Local time?
5 o'clock tomorrow. 5 o'clock Eastern Standard.
Cool. And yep, we are looking forward to have a couple of more people with specific things to discuss. So yeah, we are looking
Hey,
for a great chat.
you want to hang out a minute? If Geocentric comes up, he's in the chat right now. He wants to know if we're
If
wrapping
you're
up.
gonna
I
have
don't
a
know.
quick Geo, if you're gonna jump in quick, yeah, maybe we can chat a bit about. Yeah, you also wanted to mention something about the TFE and all this. Yeah, if you jump in quick, yeah, we're gonna chat a bit about our call. So yeah, brother Iron, what do you
Yeah.
think? So as you mentioned also about that, right? That we should, about the team and how it should work for things to flow smoothly, right? What could
Right.
be done, all right? So
In regards to just functioning smoother and faster.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, well, just reducing the points of failure that we have. And what I mean by the points of failure is just, as far as we have one person working on A and another person working on B and another C, so forth, that they have one, a secondary person, and two, a point of contact to which they can to as where they've reached within a milestone to say, hey, we are complete in this part of the project, and this is where we are right now. Or if there's no progress, there's no progress. You understand? And then by the time it's ready to give that information to the rest of the team, you gather the rest of the troops up, we come together, and you have that information ready at your disposal. You understand? And then we could give that to the rest of the team. Another thing I feel we should do is to start generating hours. Or I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but to start compiling hours and the amount of time that we put into doing this project. Because understanding how much time we've dedicated to this, I think could pay dividends in managing the next project if there's another project coming down the road. You understand? Probably not necessarily cutting corners, but changing certain processes and uh, doing those maybe a little bit different, so we can reduce the amount of time that we spend per meeting, or we can spend per event, in order to get the same bang for our buck, but just less time. So in other words, all that to say, um, a person or a few people to give information to based off of where we are in the project for each person achieving a specific goal.
So like a little compartmentalization, right?
To a degree, yeah. Yeah.
Not
But it's
not that I mean
open.
we can't
It's
all know, but
yeah.
a
Yeah.
little more specific, and then we can be sort of a little more focused.
Yes.
Certain,
Yes.
yeah, right.
Yes. Because slowing down a project for one person is like the one person
Ooh.
being a point of failure is like, it's painful. You know what
That
I'm
moves
saying?
everybody around real quick.
Yeah,
Puts a
exactly.
stop to things, but
Yep.
it
And then a
happens.
lot of people come back, oh, Sunday was my only time. You know what I'm
I know.
saying?
Yeah,
And so
right.
it's like putting everything on freeze for one person is like, we should always have a way out, right? It should be like a redundancy measure, I feel.
That makes good sense, because to put it off, not everybody can bounce that 24 hours in a shift like that.
Yep.
That's what I was saying with scheduling, man. I really appreciate all the people we've had on for the past 2 years of making sure that they made it to the show on time and everything, and it means a lot because, bro, life's a busy place for everybody, and
Exactly.
we just appreciate it.
Yeah. We're
It's
all
not always
grown.
easy.
Yeah, we're all grown folks. We all are subject to what happens in our lives. I get it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, we need to be responsible. We need to understand, like, hey, we have a part to play and we want to be fair team players. And then we want to respect everybody else's time. And my thing is this: I want to respect your time. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You guys have families. We all have families, right? I want to respect everybody's time because it's limited. And so with our small amount of time that we have on a Sunday that we have together, we need to make it we need to make it fucking work. It needs to work, and it needs to work to our advantage. Yes, we not wasted, but we used our 2 hours and change tonight to get a better understanding of things and to discuss true worth and everything else. But we don't get these times often. But when we do get them, we have to capitalize.
True that, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely, brother. Because this is the thing. Yeah, that contribution of everybody getting together and brainstorming is the progress, right? Because there are different things different people can do, but everybody needs to uh as gears, right? We all are different gears that needs to fit together for that it's to function, right?
That's great.
Just one gear moving is not gonna help, or two or three, right? All the gears needs to function, and then the people, once they see the progress, then it's gonna they're gonna give more input, or like we need all kind of minds there to, because not everything is like how we say, right? Okay, this is how it's gonna be done, right? We
Mhm.
have the mechanism, we have some ideas how to improvise it and how to make the changes, but we need a lot of brainstorming there.
Yep.
We want to add some quite important details to it to make it, yeah, take it to the next level. I think maybe some time is coming that it's required to do that.
You,
Yep.
you know what else, guys? We're not even really considering yet. Is how it works.
Gene, I thought about that too. And
Yeah.
so I feel at that point and I was Vika, this is based off of what you said, Gene. Vika, since you have a hand in the since you already have a hand in like production and arts and everything else like that, I figured you may know uh like historians or some folks to that degree that maybe they can help us get a better understanding of what we have or what we will have on our hands and how to properly operate it. You know
You
what
had
I'm
to
saying? Because
calibrate it.
how to
I mean,
right.
it I don't know if it needs to be calibrated during the assembly. I don't even know that. You know, how are you going to move stuff around after it's made? You know, I think it's got to be calibrated accordingly. I don't know. But then something else I wanted to bring up during the show is how does the anti-cathera mechanism work across the whole world? They must have known that the place was flat to build that. It wouldn't have worked on a ball. How'd they know what was anywhere? If it was around the ball or all the way over there? How'd they know any of this stuff?
Yeah, because they had to use something as a point of reference.
Right. For the whole world, though, you know?
Yeah.
And then to recalibrate it from different parts of the world. You know?
Yeah, different cycles, guys. Different cycles from long time, and that's how they started from somewhere as a base, right?
Oh yeah.
Maybe civilizations they had their own versions for their own local observations, right? Because if you really see at the sky, it just looks like one disk that is rotating day and night, day after day. So it's a sky map. It's a sky map that has not been changed. Same like we have a continental map that doesn't change unless there's a big event. The sky map has also been mapped and these by these ancients. And in that sky map, all these luminary exist, right? So there's a precision, there's a timing, there's a cycle, right? And there have to be much more ancient things that used to tell the same thing. And the antikythera mechanism could be a complex version of that.
That's the tough part, though. So now, like looking at how I see, but this is looking at how I see a lot of things. How are we taking geocentric truth?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Gio?
Good, guys. How are you guys
What's up,
doing?
bro?
Good, bro.
Good to see you, man. Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, man.
So I wonder how they're taking folks that live south of the equator, right? I wonder if they're going to see things the way we see things through the Antikythera mechanism south of the equator. You understand?
Yeah.
And if these luminaries down there, i.e., the Southern Cross and stuff like that, if they're also given the same credence as what we see up here, because Greece, where they found Antikythera at, right? It's right there above. It's slightly above the Tropic of
The
Cancer.
equator. Yeah, it's not really far from. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not that far from the Tropic of Cancer. So then I wonder how they take that into, or if they even take that into account with the Antikythera mechanism.
Yeah, if it's flat, it really doesn't matter because if you see at the sun is the same for all of us. It's just moving around, and there's a 12 o'clock, right? So the sky, the map, as I mentioned before, uh, it should be visible same to everybody. There might be some distortions in the southern part, but it could just be a reflection of the same disk, which is being showing opposite rotation, or maybe even a 24-hour sun in some parts of the world, because it's just a reflection. The South Cross, the South Pole, the South Pole star, they say, is just a reflection, supposed to be just a reflection of the North Pole, of the Polaris. So it's just an inverted visual appearance. That's why they have the anti-clockwise movements of stars in the southern part, because it's just a reflection, inverted reflection of the disk. That's what it looks like.
So are you guys closing down, or was the TFE experiment topic for another day, or you guys can expand still today? Do you still have the energy?
A bit we could.
Nah, man. I know. I came in at the end. You guys are probably tired, but did you see? You didn't see me yesterday. Was it yesterday? Speaker's Corner, Jeranism. You didn't see me. I gave like a. I guess Jeranism went overtime like 4 times on me.
What happened? I didn't see it, but yeah. Go ahead,
I
tell
missed
us.
the shit, man.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want me to show this, but I did a model. I did two models on how. Let me see if I can present something right here.
You should be able to, right?
Yeah, go ahead. You can screen
I don't
share and
know.
I will put it on the
Yeah, I don't know
screen.
if you want to leave this for another day or you want to do this today. Let me just give
But
me
it's a
1 second.
very, but is it really long?
My
No,
man's
it's not really long,
my
man. It's
man's
just
So
going.
it's not a problem.
My man's going to come out with the etch a sketch. He's going to show us his etch a sketch.
well, it's kind of difficult to convince Jeranism, but he heard me, man, and I was looking like it was like 3 weeks. I'm trying to get this information to him. You guys know about the nuclear fission, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Uh,
You're not gonna tell me that the government wants to give you free energy,
oh no. My thing is I've worked around nuclear reactors and nuclear
right?
weapons most of my career. Now, when I say I've worked around it, I've worked around it. I don't
Cool.
truly
The
understand
science behind
the
all that. Yeah.
science, but I'm not going to act like I do because I don't know. There are
Oh,
many
that's
people like me, and that's what it boils down to. I don't know.
right.
But hearing that it's not real or it doesn't work, I'm like, that's where I'm like, oh, like I couldn't tell you. I don't know, you know.
Right. Right.
You know,
Can I present this right here, like Vika? Can you like allow it? So I'm a Blender artist, so I do work with CGI a lot. I probably can be that guy that made the globe, right? So this is a globe right here, and it's half lit. If I hit play right, you'll see that I marked a red dot right here, which is Union Glacier's almost exact location
Okay.
right there. And if I add that 23.4-degree tilt and I do the rotation, you're gonna see that. Yeah,
Oh,
you get that 24-hour sun. This is
yeah.
I don't believe in any of this junk right here because I've seen I'm not sure if you guys saw that video. Oh man, this is making me dizzy. Not sure if you guys saw that video of Sam Chewy um going to Antarctica.
No.
Um
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
it's anyone can see it. It's let me pull it up real quick. You guys can see just at least see the cover of the video
Mm-hmm.
and anybody can pick at it and look at the tiny little smudge details and stuff like that. But it has some really good information in it. So one thing is that when Sam Chewy is a millionaire. Okay, he's a Food Network guy and he's a millionaire, so he has money. So if he's sitting next to a pilot and he's asking him questions, and he's asking him also to go down to the 80th latitude, which is something that they've been doing for 10, 15, 20 years already, supposedly, going to the South Ceremonial Pole, right? We've seen videos and pictures of the South Ceremonial Pole.
Right.
Well, he gets denied. The pilot tells Sam Chewy that they cannot get down there because they have some issues right now, and when they sort it out, he can go down there. I'm like, what? You have this on many websites, supposedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what he got out of a deal was a 3 hour trip to an airport that's called Wolfgang something in Antarctica. It was literally a 3 hour trip. And he got off the airplane, got on a truck, drove in the truck, climbed a hill, not even a mountain, a small hill, went down the hill, tracked back with the car, got into a tent, drank some wine, had like a sausage or whatever. This guy standing next to a window, like randomly, explaining how the sun works down there and gets it completely fucking wrong. Where he's supposed to say that the sun is going around you 360 degrees and he doesn't say that. Or he's there for one day and he has a script to say something, or he doesn't know how it works, or he knows that it goes away because it should not be going away, but it does. But yeah, let me just show you guys the video. I'm
So
just gonna show you the cover.
when did this guy do this?
So
When
you
did
don't,
he do
yeah.
this?
The only time you can go down there is in December, November. So
Right.
that is the December solstice. You cannot go any
Right.
other time. So that is when it's 24 hours.
Right. That's when they're
So
experiencing their summer,
yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
weirdly enough, if you do some like Google search on how far you have to be on the latitude lines to see the 24-hour sun, you
Hmm.
will get 66.33 degrees.
Oh my God. Are you
Figures.
serious?
You get those first numbers and then they try to change it, but yeah, you get it from a good source at 66.33 degrees. It's
Uh-huh.
crazy. It's crazy. Let me pull up this window right here. I'm gonna represent the screen. Vika.
All right.
There we go. Yeah, I already fired it up.
All right. Just a second.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Got it.
Simple terms. Samchui, Antarctica. Samchui, Antarctica, and this is this guy right here. I'm not sure if this guy is kind of like a truther because he also has a video going from South Australia and going to Africa, and he interviews because he can do like private solo flights. He
Hmm.
interviews the pilot on how they fly from South Australia to Africa, and the pilot tells you that they fly in between 40 about like 40 degrees or 20 degrees latitudes, which is a big distance to follow the tailwinds throughout the whole year. I'm not sure, but he's the only guy that did this. I'm just gonna show three parts. So the three-quarters of the video is not even being in Antarctica. This is when they landed in Antarctica, and this is the rest right here. This is in Antarctica. But this is the part where everyone should check out. Not this one. This right here. So it's alongside the 8 minute mark. I don't know how it is with copyrights and stuff like that. I know
That's
if I can
smarter
play
every
this.
day. That's that guy smarter every day, huh? The
This
engineer
one.
on the left. The other guy.
Oh, I don't know him. I know this
Yeah,
guy
I
right here.
see him on Smarter every day. I think that's him.
Oh yeah, he's the
Oh,
one who asked Tom Pettit about the mechanical device inside the ISS. How
Google
does it operate a
in the
window on the
Google.
for
outside?
It's like
real.
good engineering, I guess. I don't know. You just
That's
have a leak.
His face looks
that's the
familiar. Yeah,
guy.
his face looks
Don
familiar. That's true.
Don Pettit O-rings.
Yep.
But that's not the pilot. I'm not sure if I'm getting the correct timestamp. Oh, here it is. This is it, right? He's the pilot. And I was on TikTok saying that they Sam Chewie only went for 5 hours and this and that. But when I saw this part right here, it's at 6 minute 39 timestamp right there. He states directly that they're only allowed to be on ground for 3 hours.
Oh
3 hours.
wow.
I know why they're doing this such a like short timing. It's because of the
Right.
sun.
Mm-hmm. They don't want
Yeah,
them. No, no, totally.
so you can't gather any data.
Yep.
There you go.
And it's just like, with this final experiment. I'm not sure it's exact numbers, but from what I heard, they got to stay in their tents from like 3 in the afternoon till 12 at night or something crazy. So they don't bother anybody.
Wait, say it again.
On the expedition going down to Antarctica, the final experiment. I heard that they got to stay inside their tents from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 9 o'clock at night or 12 at night or something crazy.
Well, there's a PDF file that you can look up. Just go to Google and put in like Union Glacier and put PDF after that, and you'll see you scroll all the way down and you'll see that where it says no go areas,
Okay.
and the last one states you cannot step on clean ice.
Are you kidding?
No, you can't.
You
can't.
can't step
crazy.
on the Queen's
Cle-
ice.
Clean.
Clean ice.
Oh,
Hold on.
clean
Union
ice.
Glacier.
Oh.
Yeah. But let me show you. It's very easy to get to, but you understand what they're doing.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything.
See that?
You-
That that is that is a jail cell right there.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yep.
That right, this line right here, you can't go any further than that. So if you go down here with where it states no go areas, and you see right here,
But I
please
wonder,
no area.
I wonder if they break away from some of those areas since there's no true GPS or no way to really get back. And especially if that landscape is nothing but white, like once you get out there, it's like the ice planet Hoth on damn Star Wars, where you go out there, you get snow blinded and you can't see nothing. You probably get lost and you get lost for good. You probably be cutting circles. You don't even know it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
I mean,
I
yeah.
saw
Go
a
ahead. Go ahead.
video years ago about a guy getting lost in the jungle, and he walked for 2 days, and he saw footprints, and he realized they were his own footprints.
You see what I mean?
So,
He was like,
so,
"Oh no!"
so, Gio, brother. So, what are you trying to say with that globe
Right. Let me.
animation?
So
Yeah.
let me bring back that same animation for a second so I can like start breaking it down. I would say maximum 10 minutes, guys. That's it. But a little bit less than that. If you guys still have the energy, let me show it again. I gotta reshare it again. I
No
why
props.
oh, here we go. I guess I can show the whole screen instead. That's better right there. There you go. So, I mean, Jaronism gave me an explanation to it, but I want to hear what you guys, Jaron, right? Jaron gave me an explanation to me, but I want to hear what you guys what you guys think. So, if the sun rays are coming 93 million miles away,
Uh-huh.
and they reach the
Like that.
globe right here, right? They reach the globe right here, and he's stating that the temperature changes from like the equator all the way to here. Like, should it even be changing? Like, it shouldn't even be changing. If you understand what I'm trying to say,
Mhm.
right? So this is the problem that I have right here with this like Yulin Glacier camp. I've studied a lot of videos from like let's say cruise ships that goes to, I guess it's only like around the 60th or the 64th latitude. It's just grazing the coastline. Like, if you like take a cruise ship leaving Ushuaia, you get to the coastline of the peninsula of Antarctica right here, right? Like right there, that's the tip that you'll get. That's the farthest you're going. You're not going anywhere else.
Yeah.
right,
Mhm.
right here. Uh, you don't have the 24-hour sun right there, and when the sun is going away, there's a change in temperature, and it's on their benefit. And I'm talking about the elites or whoever's ruling down there. But we all know that that's the belly of the beast because there's no internet connection connected to Antarctica. So if anything happens to you at that moment and everybody was in on it and it was a military crew that has like Witsit and Jeranism right there. Let's say if there was a fake sun and that shit just glitched out. And let's say worst case scenario, it glitched out and it started like or whatever. The whole sky is like turning black or whatever. They're
Starts
screwed.
blinking.
They're screwed. Like they can yell, they can do anything they want to, but there's no. The only access that they have at that camp right there is a room that you step into and you can call your mother through a landline. Like there's no internet at Union Glacier camp. But somehow, I'm not sure if this is fake news or not. Elon Musk is bringing internet. So the guy opens his eyes. I'm not sure if this is fake news or not, but Elon Musk is bringing live streaming to Union Glacier Camp with his satellites, guys.
That's what I was gonna say. They don't have satellites down there?
No.
No,
Uh,
nope,
that's
nope.
too
Well,
bad.
I would say for themselves, and the bandwidth is highly limited. Landlines, not like Wi-Fi, because nobody's
Yeah,
gonna
no,
allow you to live stream. No,
nope. not down there. Like they have something local available for the
Yeah,
locals.
for
It's
sure.
closed. It's like a closed circuit.
Yeah,
It's like a closed circuit.
and
Yeah.
and they have a probably they have a room the size of mine's right here, and it's all filled with servers, and
Yep.
all of those tiny little packets are being scanned every time they go back to where we are from, to where
Yep.
yeah. That's how I imagine it, because just as a good example, Jeranism yesterday itself, we he was bringing back a video from a security camera footage from one of those bases there, and since supposedly 10 years ago, they had bandwidth issues, and that's why they're not sending over 24 hours recording from the stations, and they still today 2024 all the security camera footages are only 12 hours and not 24 hours. So he emails them, and he's like, hey, why don't you have 24-hour footage? The lady emails back, and she's like, oh, it's some kind of bandwidth issues, and because of that bandwidth issues we cannot transfer 24 hours of a day. And he mails back, and he's like, why don't you, instead of taking 7 days of the week, take 3 days of the week and send 24 hours? The lady goes like, oh, you know what, I spoke to the IT guy here, and he has this script that is on this server that eliminates the darker nights from the footage. What? There
Yeah.
shouldn't be a darker night the other 12 hours that's there, but that's what he got as an answer back.
I'm just waiting for them to say we don't have the money to get that much footage or to get that much bandwidth. We
We
ran
need
out
more
of
money.
money. Yeah, we
Send it,
just
send
need,
it, send
yeah,
it.
we need like another $20.88 or 33 cents in order to achieve that extra bandwidth. And it's like, man, come on, man.
Right, right. Let
Come
me let me
on.
let me continue with this. So if you're right here and you're on a
Yep.
cruise, it's in their benefits that when there is a temperature change, so when the sun is going away, it's in their natural benefit that the clouds get completely clouded. The
Mm.
skies get completely clouded.
Yeah.
It
That's
happens.
easy.
Yeah, it's in no, it's naturally it happens. So it's in their benefit. And what I'm trying to say is that, um, and I told this to Jaron. I was like, "Hey, man, I came here. I gave him like a 12-minute whatever like interview, and I was like, man, the whole summary is that you have to be careful of 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
So
Let me
so
and let me let me let me show this for you guys to understand what I'm
So
trying to
it's
say.
fun. It's a good thing that you're talking about TFE right now, the foolish experiment, because right
Oh,
now look at who we have in chat. We got Flat
who's that?
The Rock. Flatworks has been doing extensive research and uh just he has his hands in on a lot that has to do with
Oh, I've seen.
you
Yeah, yeah,
see him,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen his stuff. He does really good work,
He
bro.
does amazing work. So
Right.
he's done quite a bit of research and he's been really doing a good job of
Nice.
showing much of the quote unquote 24-hour sun that's not there in the southern region.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's not.
saying? So,
Yeah. Also, Flattered Banjo
yes.
has some really good stuff too.
Yep. Yep.
Just trying to fix this real quick.
Yeah,
Eddie
Flat
was
Earth
in the
Banjo's
mechanical
been
realm with us, and he was also in Flatten the Curve.
yeah.
Flattered Banjo or
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flatworks?
Yep. No,
no,
Flat
Flat
Earth
Earth
Banjo.
Banjo.
Yep.
Okay,
Eddie.
nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the video? Like he has a lot of videos, but you got to scroll into his videos, and there's
Yeah.
a couple of videos that's called "There's No 24-Hour Sun," and he shows the Brazilian crew that went down there. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, and
they
those guys were on it. They were trying to get those guys to Antarctica. They were like, "Yo, let's do this experiment now." But then they were like, "Nah, nah, 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 nah." They were getting scared and shit. But apparently, something to that effect is what happened. Is what went down.
well, the whole documentary that they did, all of it, like he even brought some text from them. None of them mentioned a 24-hour sun. And the
See,
videos that you
yeah,
see when there's they show like they went with a like a small camper, like I don't know, 3 meters by 2 meters high, or 2.5 meters high. It looks like it
Mhm.
was easy. Like the weather is not that crazy down there. Like if they made it with that little small crappy thing right there, like anyone can go down there. But you know how they fear monger Antarctica, right? But they had camera in front of it which shows the sun only going one side and
Right.
not like a full thingy. And they don't talk about the 24 hours at all. The whole video like never had anything about the 24 hours. Never.
And I would like to see from wherever they're filming in Antarctica the sun, but simultaneously I would like to see in Ushuaia where you have normal people, right? Or I'm assuming you have normal people
Right. Yeah.
filming
Yeah.
the sun simultaneously.
Right.
I would like to see that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if somebody's at the peninsula,
Oh, I know what's going on.
if somebody's at that peninsula of Antarctica and then somebody's at Ushuaia, I would like to see what the sun looks like from those two perspectives at the same time.
Right.
If they can ever get that, I don't know.
Right. So this is my thing right here. Oh man, I don't know what's happening with this. Right. Anyways, so this is not the actual terrain that I think that. So there's only like a range of mountains like in the north, but
Hmm.
uh, say that this is the user standing right there, or the individual, whatever, and let's say that this is the sun's path that's going.
Right.
Let me hide this for a second. Hide this one also, not this one, the other one. Boom. So let's say not that one. My bad. There we go. So ooh, here we go. Right. So this is the actual sun. Let me put it a little bit higher, just in case. Right there. That's a little bit better. So this is the actual sun, and this is how it is on a flattered model.
Hmm.
He's only seeing it going left to right, facing north.
Hmm.
Right? So if this was the flat Earth, if the Earth was flat, he will see it like rise to the right side, not rise, just like graze, right? Because the mountains didn't have to be so high, so you would see it rise on the right side and set on the other side.
Hmm.
While it's going away around 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, that is gonna be in their benefit that the cloud is gonna be clouded. And the videos that I've seen in Union Glacier, there is complete cloud coverage almost every single day, like half a day.
Huh.
That's kind of
Why?
weird. It shouldn't be though, in my
Why?
opinion. Like I told Jared this, he's like, no, the temperature changes down there. But I'm like, what? 93 million miles away, and then like three
What?
thousand miles of a difference from Antarctica to the equator. Like, why should there be a temperature change? Like, there shouldn't be a temperature change. You
Right, right,
understand what
right.
I'm
Well, they
saying?
they say it's the angle.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I
That's
don't.
what they say. It's the angle. The sun doesn't
Right.
directly hit, and it bounces off and doesn't create the heat that you think it might.
Yeah. So,
That's
but
all that
but
is.
but I studied extensively, and it does get complete cloud coverage. Like complete. I'm not even saying like 50% of the skies, like 100% of the skies.
Every
And
day?
well, look. First of all, it's kind of freaking weird that I can find about 5 videos that people actually document everything. And well, I can say 3 videos. There's an American lady. There's another guy that Jeranism himself. I saw the comment. There's only 2 comments below that video, and he's like, "Can I interview you?" The guy looks like he acts like he's a tourist there. He doesn't say that, "Hey, this is my work site. This is my work site. This is my office, and I do this type of engineering right there." No, he walks around like he's a tourist. Jaron goes in and types in, "Can I interview you?" He answers, "Oh, I'm very sorry, but I work with Ale, and my company, seeing what your channel is all about, my company wouldn't be happy to be interviewed by you."
Oh my God.
So he's not even a tourist. So there's like 3 videos where I could have like pulled in some information, and they kind of look pretty convincing. But still, I don't believe it, man. I'm a 10 years old flat earther like most of you guys up there, man. And I know what these people do, bro. And I know it's
Yes.
fucking flat. And I know they faked the first ever video that was on YouTube about the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They had it
Mhm.
titled 24-hour sun, and it's only 12 hours during the day. They cut out all the videos of a time lapse of a 1 week video, right? They call it all cut.
Mhm.
They made the other one that the sun went behind the mountain, and then when
And
it
they
goes by the mountain, the clouds are copied in the next day and the next day
yeah.
and the next day.
And then the mountains.
Come
One
on,
day the mountains don't got snow, and then the next day they got
that
snow all over
yes,
them. And it's
I
like, oh man, these guys.
you cannot undo us. Like
No,
most of the
yes,
people that has been through this time, like you cannot undo us. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And we've
It's
been
My
fooled.
God.
We've been fooled
Yeah, but
so much. We know what being fooled smells like and tastes like.
exactly.
Geo, but I still didn't get it. So you
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
there
One
is?
second, one second, one second, one second, one second, one second. I'm so sorry, man. I know you want to go to bed. So, right. I'm just kidding, man. You probably have some energy, but I'm taking it away a little bit too far for you guys. So yeah, right here. This line right here is the real sun, and in my opinion, this line right here would be an artificial sun. Hold on, let me put it right here, and I'll explain, man. Don't judge me yet. Don't judge me yet. And I'll explain. And I'll explain. So if I turn off the real sun right there, okay.
Hmm.
So while the real sun has grazed the horizon for about 180 degrees,
Right.
when that goes away, so let's say maybe 160 because the sun is way farther away, right? Maybe 140, we don't know exactly, but it's
Hmm.
not more than 180 degrees to the north. When
So
that
check
sun goes,
this. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
it's
Finish
okay,
your
man.
point.
You want to say something?
No, no, no. I want you to finish your point, and then I want to
Yeah.
interject something.
So in the morning and in the afternoon, if the sun is going away, it's gonna naturally cloud the whole skies.
Hmm.
So it's in their benefit that you're not gonna be able to see what's going on when the sun is going away in the skies. So after that, in my opinion, they can put in a second source that doesn't have to light up even 20 miles of an area. Because
Yeah.
this area right here that they're at right there is about 6, 7 miles. What your line of vision is 7 miles out to the horizon. So we can say that maybe an artificial sun would light up like 50 miles. Like, look at
And
this.
I don't have a big problem with that. You know, they could be hanging a light off of a helicopter flying it by, and
That's
who
that.
would really know the difference?
Okay,
Or
hold
Now
could be
on.
there's
Don't
hanging
that,
off a
but
balloon or some sort,
there's
right?
there's that. But did you see Flat Earth Banjo's video on Friday
no.
where
I'm
that
not
one
sure.
woman
Do
from
tell.
TikTok?
Do tell.
So you know how he does the compilations from TikTok and everything, right?
Okay.
There was this one woman that spoke up, and I downloaded that Joker. Let me see if this thing is in here, right? So she's talking about a video, not a video, but rather an experiment where the Earth can offer artificial sunlight to places and regions that are lacking sunlight during specific. You saw it, didn't you, G?
I,
Refractal
I I'm
orbit.
not done yet
Yes,
though. I'm not done yet
It's called
though.
refractal orbit, where you can
yes,
ask for sunlight in the night.
Wait, hold
yes.
on, hold on, hold on, hold
So
on,
yeah,
hold on,
yeah, and
hold
that's
on.
that's why I didn't want to steal your thought. That's why I didn't want to steal your thing, man. Go ahead.
So we know that they're not gonna give us nuclear fission. They're not gonna give us free energy. We're gonna be slaves till we're 60s. Like in 100 years, we're gonna be at the same position. Like we're
Really.
nobody's gonna get free energy.
You're not coming to save us, guys.
China's artificial sun is worth up to $1 trillion, and
Yeah,
they've
we've
been
been hearing
working on
about
this.
this for years, though, too, Gio.
And they've been working on this for about 10 to 15 years.
Sure.
Now, this one is the one that I
More.
particularly like because this one is from Russia, and it's the most mobile one ever.
It's not that big.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's kind of big. It weighs 107 to 110 tons. Tons.
That
Tons.
little ball.
Tons. Yes.
Tons. So how
What's
does
it?
it get up? So what propels it?
Balloons.
No, he's asking what's doing the fission, right? Is that what you're asking?
Negative. What's keeping it afloat?
How is it powering
Oh,
itself? Yeah, in the orbit and everything. Yeah.
So there are two things.
right.
There's keeping it lit, yes, but there's also keeping it afloat so everybody can see
Correct.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me give you the public information.
Right.
So a military carrier that is not a drone, right? It's
Right.
just an
Right.
airplane that delivers like tanks and cars and stuff like that, like the Hummers, Humvees, is able to
Oh, so
carry a
like a
hundred
C-130, so like a C-130 or
something
something.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that one. I believe that it's a drone.
Uh-huh.
A
This
drone can
can fit
hover.
on. This can fit on a truck. Yeah, it's not that big.
Yeah, so the maximum weight that the public information that we have, publicly declassified information from military airplanes, is 170 tons.
Tons. Okay.
So they can carry this, and they can carry what it needs to be supplied to fill this. That's public information, guys.
Okay, right. I get that. But okay. So
Hey,
So
we,
so one more thing.
right.
It's about scale,
Okay.
right? You can have the sun's 3,000 miles away based on the flat Earth model and based on Rob Skiba, right? The
Right.
distance and the light source. Let me give you this analogy. I can have a light bulb that is 2 watts and that is 2
Right.
inches wide, and I can also have a light bulb that is 2 inches wide and 200 watts.
Right.
The size never changed. The light source changed. It covered more areas,
Yes.
more
Further.
right?
lumens, more lumens. Yeah.
More
Yeah,
lumens, right.
simple,
Based on
simple
watts.
stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen with these experiments right here, you see these panels, right? Do you see my mouse? Yeah, right.
Yes, yes.
You see these metal panels right here? There's
Yes.
another one that is anchored up high into of course these are in a building scenario,
Okay.
right? So whatever they're trying to experiment inside of that cannot be like flowing outside this ball right here. They gotta shut it. They have to close it up. They have to seal it up, and they have to they have to try to like stabilize the fission. I've seen another one that has these panels off, and it would look like they were testing it out. And why would it even have these panels?
So
What did you say this thing weighs, Gio?
A hundred
117.
and
so there's a if you just look at the information in ChatGPT, don't go by yourself and look at websites. Look information in ChatGPT because the way that ChatGPT works is you go in there and looking for one website and looking for an information while he gets like 100 website that has all this information. He combines it and he kind of cross checks it to see which one is true because one is saying this 10 times correct and he's gonna bring you that information. So there's an information about it that it weighs about 200 tons, but that's with all the extra things that it needs to work. But if you read throughout the whole experiment, they will tell you that this doesn't need because it has some kind of hydrogen mix. If you see right here, so the Russian one is the best one that is more like it doesn't need a lot to work and to run. So this
A
thing right
100
here,
tons isn't that like 2 million
110
pounds?
tons. Yeah,
That's over.
something like that.
that's a lot.
How,
That's a lot. I think that's more than most Navy ships.
that makes no sense to me. How that little thing weighs that much, bro? That does. I don't understand that at
How
all.
much does a Humvee weigh? Or
I'm not
let's say
sure.
let's say a
Humvees,
tanker. Let's say a tanker.
A tanker? Oh, like
a
an
So
airplane
tank,
let
tanker?
like a tank, yeah, like a tank. Hold on, let me look up.
a tank, like a.
I think
I
a
like
tank weighs around maybe 20 tons. Does
you
it?
sure? Yeah.
I'm taking a guess. I don't know how much a tank, an actual like a Sherman tank
Yeah,
Yeah.
weighs.
like a tank. They weigh a lot,
Hey,
and they probably take up 4 times the footprint of that.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
tanks are
Hey,
huge.
Flatwork. If you want, you can join the panel. There's a link on the top of the chat if you want to add in something. Yeah, go ahead, brother Gio.
Bro, a tank weighs about 50 tons,
Oh
and they say
damn.
that tipping the scales at over 60 tons are the much bigger than the Soviet-derived design, weighing 80 to 50 tons. But they
I
say
was
that to
being cheap.
start with, modern Western main battle tanks tipping the scales at over 60 tons.
I was being
Okay.
cheap with the weight. Those things are heavy as
Yeah,
hell, man.
bro.
For a tank.
I did my shit, man. Come on.
Yeah, tanks are mad
Look,
heavy.
I don't know what they're using there that they have to make it with such a look. I'm gonna show you other pictures, just for you to understand the size of it. It looks kind of small. Yeah, that's true. But maybe I didn't. Maybe I was looking at the Chinese one because the Chinese one has a bigger size. But
So if it's
not
the
to get
same
off the
material, it's got to weigh more.
yeah.
I just wonder what that material is and why that would weigh so much.
So much.
What like how thick are those walls of steel? Stainless steel
Oh
or
yeah, they're pretty thick, man. Look at this. This is a
like
Tomahawk.
Which
Tomahawk.
is which is why I'm questioning like what is keeping it afloat. Like, is it a
Yeah,
big yeah.
I question that too, man. And if
could
if
it be
that
like a
all by
blimp?
itself
Right,
Because it can't move
could
that
be
fast, so it can't be an airplane wigging by
correct,
at 200 miles an
right.
hour.
Exactly.
correct.
Or a plane pulling it at whatever at 200 miles an hour.
Right. I'm thinking like maybe
No, I don't.
an
I
enormous
don't think it's
blimp or
an air.
something.
Yeah, I don't think it's an airplane that's flying forward. I would think it's a drone,
You
a
think they fill
blimp.
that thing? You think that they fill that thing full of not
It's
helium but
it's some
hydrogen?
kind of it's some kind of
No.
hydrogen chemistry that is keeping the fusion.
Oh,
Or to make
okay.
it lightweight, or some weight that it's
Right?
Oh, it
Maybe
able
makes
to
it a little
float.
bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they could just be using like what they would call anti-gravity and they're just manipulating the electric current around everything. Right?
Mm,
All of
mm.
that could be possible, man. All of that. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? So it's about scale, right? You can have a sun that's 3,000 miles away or whatever on a flat Earth model, and you can have something that's closer that looks like the same size of the sun,
Yep.
right? But it's way closer,
Sure.
right? And all you gotta have is something that's lighting up, maybe something in an area of a 20 miles area,
Sure.
right? And that's
Mhm.
it. They're not allowed to leave there, guys. They're
Yeah,
not.
Or
They're
it
you
not
could
know,
going
just be,
anywhere. So
brother, it could just also be a device to make reflect a point.
That's yes, which is
oh,
why I thought like I had to record that flat earth banjo from Friday because I was like, "Oh my goodness, how much easier it would be to just reflect original sunlight towards a point and then reflect it off of something else to provide someone or some places sunlight."
Sunlight, and with that sun, with that reflection of that sun, it's exactly the same when you see through a filter.
Yep.
wow.
yeah, check this out, guys. You see that?
Hmm.
Oh, crap. Oh,
So keep in mind, guys, that where they're going in Antarctica is like going to let's say Florida and saying I went to the United States. It's true, yeah, but you went to this tiny little portion of the United States,
Yep.
so something to keep
Yeah.
in mind
Exactly.
also.
Florida's totally different from Washington State.
Exactly,
Jeez.
totally different from Georgia.
Yep.
Next state up,
Hmm.
Southern Florida is different from Northern Florida.
It sure
That
is.
it's like that, and they get different perspectives of things. Now we're
yeah.
thinking,
Now
yeah,
they're
guys.
talking about one of the islands off the peninsula in Antarctica is starting to expose its green. They're like, "Oh, Antarctica is starting to melt," and I'm like, "Where is it?" And I figured, yeah, you see, right? Yeah, because I was looking, I was like, "Oh, brother, here they go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Here it
yeah.
comes."
They just already had this programmed or scheduled this experiment with the light, with this simulators, and they say, why not we take advantage and bring in some flat earthers and do a show, right?
Right,
It's quite possible.
really.
Ah. They have this one too.
That's huge.
Yeah, this is huge, but this is way lighter than the other one because the whole like structure could be aluminium. Understand what I'm saying? And it has
Yeah.
bulbs like this big.
Big
Yep.
sodium bulbs.
Yeah. This is called the Sinlight, and this is actually from a. If you look up Sinlight, this is from a aerospace engineer company in Germany.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, man, you guys
Like,
are what?
and what is this thing supposed to be doing?
And supposedly, it's to provide energy with solar panels overnight or whatever they're trying to do, man. I don't know, man. But look, German Aerospace Center,
Yeah,
Sinlight.
they might use it for agriculture and things to create microclimates in areas that
Okay.
can be right, and that's what they're trying to make places like this more habitable with this artificial heat source, and they are into experimentation. And
Mm.
what is the real purpose? Trying to
Right.
be God? Apart from that, for sure,
Hmm.
there have to be some kind of purpose of resources, right?
And they don't do these
Yeah.
things just for fun. It's all for the
There's a
for the it's all for the lie.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. That's
I
right.
mean, we've seen it all, man. Do we have to see more?
Yeah, this is the one I'm a little more familiar with rather than that orb one, that circular one.
This
Yeah.
one, this
Spherical.
is the first time I'm seeing this one. I've seen that
Yeah.
circular one in other places, but this one I have never seen.
Yeah. The see. You know what's funny?
Hmm.
These are nuclear fission, right? It does nothing it resembles nothing of the sun. They call it the artificial sun. Like they actually call these projects the artificial sun. Like why do you want to call it the artificial sun? Like it has nothing. Like the whole purpose of it has nothing to do with a sun. Like nothing at all. Why are they calling it an artificial sun?
Yeah, I
If you
don't
look up,
see now. This is what confuses me.
look at that.
This is
Uh,
yeah.
uh, Look at that. All the news articles. Eurasian Time. China's artificial sun.
Okay.
Smithsonian Magazine. China's artificial sun.
So
Broke
then what is
record.
so then what is it supposed to do if it's not an artificial sun? Or what do you think it is
Well,
if it's not an artificial sun, or if they're using the words incorrectly? What is it?
right here.
Plasma, 126 degrees Fahrenheit for 17 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. But that supposedly the heat is what is gonna give you that power in return. But we have scientists like there's a lady scientist that's pretty outspoken. She
Hmm.
kind of debunked the whole artificial sun thing and how they're not getting nowhere. And
Yeah,
that
17
made
million degrees. What's holding that?
uh, oh those steel plates, right?
Still.
It's probably steel. Yeah, that's why we'll be weighing like 100 tons, bro. But look at this. Let me show you the cut through. So this
117 million degrees. That's pretty warm.
warm. That's
I'm like 120 million degrees, except for 20 million degrees, whatever. That's hot as fuck. Of course, I'm saying warm. I'm joking,
I
but
know.
That's great.
that's pretty warm. So I wonder how and if it's not an artificial sun, then what is it, or what are they trying to simulate?
See, look, this is the same as the Russian one.
Okay.
Why do they have all those steel plates right there? If they could have like one hatch access to walk in it and work with anything in there. Like to me, that's like when they take it out of the laboratory scenario,
Hmm.
they're gonna actually test it, and I'm probably sure they're gonna remove those plates, and they're gonna make this the sun.
How did they measure a million degrees?
Oh, that's really
Where,
that's a good question.
what did they?
This is the
Is
Chinese
there
one.
something? Is there some kind of metal that can contain that? What is it?
That's what
What
I'm
goes up?
saying.
This doesn't make any sense to me, man.
I don't get it because
It would
these
destroy
things have to
anything.
have right because if it could be shaped and it could be created, it can also be melted. So
Well, they have to melt the steel to get it to that shape. So
yes,
and that's like 1,800 degrees or something, like 2,400
right,
degrees.
not even close to a million. Like I'm like, what the hell?
What do we have that can hold 100,000 degrees?
Nothing that I know
that's
of.
what drives me nuts about Parker Space Probe, because they say
Hey,
Parker Space Probe flew into the outer layer of the sun that was 1.8 million degrees. Took
mm-hmm.
pictures, and it did a flyby, and it's going to go around, do it again. It's like
It
crazy
Yeah.
just
stories,
it
Oh,
though.
and
it
it broke the speed records too.
Yes, they did. It's the fastest machine ever made. Like, come on, man. What else did it do?
it
You
just
know?
might be LED lights, not so
Yeah,
much
right.
of potent light like heat resistant stuff, right? It just might be cold light because when the people were saying about the sun simulator and the sun was acting really strange. I have videos of sun doing strange things,
Yeah.
right? So the light was very different. The spectrum of light coming was very different. So I don't know if you guys seen my video called Eclipse on Demand. It's called
Mm.
Proba 3, right? They can create eclipse on demand. It's all a light show. It won't be that difficult for them to this. They might be showing us a huge version of the real stuff that might be a very small version just to take more money and to show that they're doing science. But this stuff could be a size of a two football, right? In reality, and do stuff like that too, right? The way they're trying to show us the satellites and they're huge and they're putting in the rockets, right? So
Well,
we have to be open that technology, we don't have real idea what these people might have. They might are not even showing us the holographic technology they might have. They might even have, they don't even need to put any metal and any object there. They can just really holographically show you a whole movie right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't
well,
know the difference. We wouldn't know the difference.
well. Check this out. How about this right here?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see? Did, did you guys see this right here?
I've seen something similar to this, but not that one exactly.
Is that the Black Knight?
Mm-mm. Which that's funny that you mention it because nobody's been talking about the Black Knight for quite some time. I've noticed.
I haven't heard
Oh my
about it in a
god!
while.
Look
Mm-hmm.
at how big it is, man. Look at that guy. Look at that guy standing right there. Look at how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big. Um. So yeah, Vika, what you were saying about that solar eclipse on demand, does it have something to do with this right here? Because this can like I'm a guy that believes
Just,
that
again, just search Prova 3.
Prova 3.
Prova, yeah, Prova 3 Eclipse on Demand. Play that. The first video or whichever is there, the first Prova 3.
Can I show it here?
Yeah, show it. Put the volume.
Three clips on demand.
I'm not sure if you're gonna listen to the audio because it's in my. Do you hear it?
Very little bit.
It's real low.
Oh man. Yeah, all they gotta do is block the light of the sun. That's it.
Yeah, the audio's real low.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I cannot change it.
It's okay.
Yeah, on the subtitles, and it's all right. We can.
Yeah. You want me to keep on playing it with the
Yeah,
subtitles?
yeah, yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah. Yeah, more or less, right? So that it's that they have stuff that they can
Sorry.
manipulate light.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
If they can do eclipse on demand, they can even do sun on demand, right? Sure. That's what you're speaking about. The ref,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Um, so the whole William Shatner thing, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right. Going to the final experiments. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're going on a cruise ship and they're going one day after. I mean, they had 20 years to go to Antarctica. Why are they going when a flat earther is going?
Exactly. Exactly.
Why is Elon Musk giving satellites for live streaming in Antarctica?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Well, so what I'm trying to say is that the final experiment is an experiment for them to test out publicly the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. For Jaren and Whitsitt, it's an observation, but for them, it's an actual experiment because they're gonna use this for future tourists that are going to Antarctica every once in a while with the fake 24-hour sun.
Hmm.
That's
It's
pretty
just an
good.
it's just an hypothesis.
That's not
Yeah, it's
bad.
pretty
That's
good,
not bad
man.
because after how long have we had cruise ships? How long have we had this one, Carnival, and this one and that one Disney. And so somebody would have said something about a 24-hour sun at some point.
Yeah.
Somebody should have.
Yep. Yep.
Now there's a certain point that the sun isn't going to go, right? And in December, the end of December is as far as it's going to go south. And then it starts making its way up after 2-3 days or something like that. So nobody's ever spoken about no 24-hour sun ever, but they've
Yeah.
spoken about a 24-hour sun a million times up in the north.
You know what's funny? This
Mm.
video right here, it's called Antarctica Logistics and Expeditions. So this guy gives. Wait, hold on. Let me just skip this advertisement. So this guy
We,
gives the whole introduction to Union Glacier Camp, and look at what the first
yeah.
comment says.
Yeah, we can't hear nothing. It sounds like clock radio
Oh, I'm
speakers.
so sorry. Yeah, that's true, but that's fine. The guy gives a whole like 5 minute like recap of what you will experience in Union Glacier Camp. And the first this I commented after this, but the first comment was this one.
Mm.
Everything you need to know except the 24-hour sun, because the guy doesn't even mention the 24-hour sun in this advertisement.
Mm. You figured that would be like a big selling point, right?
Yes, well, for sure, of course.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to see 24-hour sun? Uh,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
anytime people
you
talk
got to
about
stay up
Alaska,
and
Yeah.
You got
Anytime
to
people
stay up
talk
for a
about
full day, though.
yeah, right. Because anytime people talk about Alaska, that's one of the things about Alaska, other than how
Right.
cold it
Yeah.
is the 24-hour sun.
Yeah.
That's like
Yep.
Yeah,
it's like a big deal.
Right.
sure.
Psychologically
Yeah, and
too,
you see
right?
people
Mm-hmm.
when you see people
Mm-hmm.
walking around at 3 a.m, and it looks like it's 2 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
Psychologically, that's crazy, man.
Yes.
Because I mean, if you have tents, right, and it stays lit on the outside, so it's kind of like the tent is not going to be dark. It's not going to be
Mm-hmm.
nighttime. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that people experience on a regular day basis. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's
If you
just
can't make it, they're gonna fake it, right?
Yep.
I'm even open for a 24-hour sun on flat Earth because this realm is magical.
Yep.
Everything is possible. This light show can take in any form,
Yep.
can look any way from any point of the earth, and
Yep.
we should be open for that. And
Yeah.
I'm open
ready.
for I'm open for that, and I'm open also. And I also think that there might be gadgets and instruments which will help to manipulate or make this happen
Yep.
for if they want it to happen, right?
Yep.
Just my opinion.
Yeah. They can make earthquakes happen. They can make clouds and rain come down and hurricanes and all these other things. Who's to say that they can't make these fake suns or make a fake appearance for the sun wherever and whenever they want? So nah, that's totally true, Vika, man. Like I don't put it outside their capabilities to make these false things happen.
Yeah,
All
they
right,
can
guys.
make you. Sorry, go
We were
ahead, man.
just saying before, guys, we know what the gears did for society in the last 200 years, right? We could pretty much agree that the gear advanced society in like countless ways in the last 200 years. But
Oh
they
yeah.
had gears 1400 years before gears were introduced to society.
Mm,
So that's just out of control. When you think about how far advanced some sort of society somewhere could possibly and maybe even likely be. Because the Anivarsary didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It
that's
did
right.
in our history, but it didn't in the real world.
Hmm.
So, with all those people who were brilliant to understand how to calculate and then make that machine, were they all just wiped out, or was there a breakaway society, and now we're in the results of something after that? I don't know. I'm just like that's what I get out of that. I don't
Oh
think you can have something that advanced and it's just all gone.
yeah.
I
Somebody
have
still
I have
has
issues with that. I don't know if I
no.
really.
I feel you on that. I'll add to that and say that once you make whatever the device is, like other people will like spawn off of that. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Kind of
sure,
like the car, like the automobile. Everybody,
sure.
as soon as you think of an automobile, you think steering column, four wheels, two axles, right? But and then you come up with a million different designs for different automobiles based off
Right.
of that basic model. So
Yeah.
I feel the gears, right, offer that thing, but there could be other objects out there that create like crazy things and phenomena out there that would
Right.
blow our mind that we
Yeah.
don't understand. We don't understand the basic modeling around it in order and we don't understand the basic modeling around it in order to then spawn off of it.
No, and you know what else, bro? They knew how to manipulate what they call gravity here. They knew how to
Yeah,
manipulate the elements to a degree that we probably can't even think of yet.
no, yeah,
You
yep.
know?
Because as soon as we get that part, then we're like, oh, we can do this with it, and we can do that with it, and we can do
Yeah.
this with it, and we can
Then you
do that
really
with it.
start getting creative.
Exactly, exactly. But it's the fundamental part. It's the basic part of it all. If we don't get that, we may never get that until they drop that gold nugget to us.
yeah, brother. So this is the thing. I hope we find people tomorrow together to discuss this in the group chat and get a bit of progress on this. Geo, if you are there tomorrow to join us in that Telegram chat, phone call. We will be discussing in details about the model and what could be done and what
Right.
people
Yeah.
have to offer. Right. So I think it's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So yeah, guys, it's almost gonna be 4 hour, 3.5 hours long. We normally do 2 hours, but today was something special and different. So yep.
Sorry about that.
Uh, no problem, brother. So yeah, and we had to let the people know that yeah, we are on it, and we hope people to see that tomorrow in that group chat if they are really want to know what's happening, what we're trying to do. So yeah, guys, we'll be wrapping up. And last thoughts, guys, on anything you guys want to share before we anyone.
Check out my model on my channel right here. I have a video of it. It's pretty cool. Has sundial, has a compass. It's completely working.
Love to see that.
Compass can't work on a globe.
Nope.
So so it's, so it's good, brother. So try to be there tomorrow, and yeah, who knows? Maybe everything is. Maybe you can input there something. Maybe this could be also right because we want to add more things to that real analog physical machine, right?
Yes.
Right.
All
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
So there are different things. So try to be there tomorrow, and yeah, brother.
Hey. Just okay. So yeah. That's perfect. I can add to your project, man, because I can blender. I can create anything. So I can
That right
create the
there's the
gear.
link.
What?
Link.
What
I
is?
think that link of our Telegram group. I think you are in that group.
Yeah. I'm probably in there already. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but okay.
So
Sorry about that.
cool.
That's cool,
So
brother.
yeah, we need people with this. We have some people who are working with AutoCAD. We have another people who
Oh yeah,
are
you told me that.
work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be nice. So we all can brainstorm and see how we can incorporate all these different datas
Sure.
in the mechanism and make it more complete.
Yes.
Because oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. So I went
Gio, let
ahead. I
everybody know
dropped
where
that.
they can find you, bro.
Say
Yeah.
what?
Let everybody know where they can find you in the chat, so they
Oh,
can,
bro,
follow your stuff and check.
I'm always on TikTok. We're always debating people, and I'm always showing this there. You know, and here on YouTube, let me just drop my name in the. It's Geocentric
Yeah,
Truth. Geocentric Truth.
yeah.
Just look it up. You'll find it there too.
Okay.
Throw a link in the chat for everybody, bro, if you
Oh,
can.
give me. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. Vlad, you too, bro. Ironworks. Throw your link in the chat if you can, man. Let everybody know
Oh,
where we can find
true.
you.
All right.
He,
Yes.
he,
Definitely.
oh yeah, he's
Hey,
as a member. He's there in the chat. If you click his,
Let me
also
see.
you can go his channel
Yeah.
How I
if you
do
want to throw in the link.
yeah.
But
Almost there. Almost
how the
there.
heck?
There we go. Right there. Yeah.
Know how to-
I have a 4K 60 FPS model of this right there, so you can look at it right there. It's this one right here. The same thing.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. I'm probably one of the only people that has a model on TikTok. You know what's crazy on TikTok? People are literally there's people in the flat Earth community that are telling you not to speak about the final experiment.
Why? What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, what did we do throughout the whole pandemic? We conspired, man, and that's the way that that's why we never took it. You know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like, I'm like, are you this like, are you paid or whatever, man? Anyways, I don't want to mess the outro, but yeah.
Cool.
Cool, cool. All right, brother. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we should continue with that too.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
thanks for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we were
Hopefully,
supposed to. We can also sometime go in more details on TikTok about this. Uh, yeah, because we were supposed to do a chat on TikTok about that, so we'll schedule that too.
Yeah.
all right, brother. Yeah, yeah. That's cool, man.
Geocentric
Awesome.
truth. Right there. If you look before you put your link in and before I put my link in, that right there, TME / is the link to the Anti-Cathera team. So if you're not already in there, get in and then hey, do what it is you do, man.
Nice.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, man. Will do, brother.
All right.
Yeah, good to have you there, bro. This is gonna be great. Tomorrow's gonna
Yeah.
be nice, man. We're gonna
Yeah.
set a few nails in this, and it'll start to,
I-
the wrinkles are gonna come out themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
You see on the top right corner of that, you see there's a timer on the top
Yep.
in that group chat in the Telegram you have open right now.
Yeah.
Geo, put that Telegram page you just had right now. Yeah, on the right there's a timer, so it
Yeah.
shows how much time left.
Oh, okay, okay. I see it right there. Yeah, 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 yeah. 20 hours. 9. What's right? Yeah, cool, man.
So yeah, everybody in the chat, if you see that, yeah, you have your own personal timer there where you're gonna see exactly what time your local time. So yeah, who wants to go next? Last word, guys.
Man, I'm solid. I appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you for having me. It's good that we get together. Let's do this thing tomorrow.
100%,
Oh yeah,
brother.
brother. Oh yeah. Thanks for that, brother. Awesome, awesome day. We're gonna see more progress tomorrow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
See you guys. It's good that you have the timer because I'm not good with like international date time and all that. So good. 20 hours. I'll look up for them, man. Thank you. Take care, guys. Have a good night.
Bye. Good
See
night.
you. Good to
Peace.
see you, bro. Thanks for coming in and
Peace
sharing
out.
all that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Peace,
All right,
man.
brother.
I think that's
Yeah,
going to be that's going to be really good to add to what we got going with this, I think.
Oh yeah,
I like
man.
that.
He does nice work, bro. I don't know if you
Yeah.
follow him at all, but he
I'm
does some
checking
really,
him out.
really nice work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude too.
But check that
He's
out.
been on here a couple times here and there. But no, guys, Vlad, thanks for coming in, Ironworks, and everybody in the chat. Riku, good to see you, brother. Hope everything's going well over there. Be
Appreciate
safe.
y'all.
Always, guys, always be careful. I never said happy birthday to my brother out in the chat, Dr. Frankenstein. Happy birthday, my bro.
Happy
I
birthday,
hope you had a
brother.
great day.
Dr. Frankenstein, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, I've known that guy for a long time. Not like personal, but internet friend for a
Okay.
long time, man. He's a great guy. Yeah, oh yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Great dude.
I dig that.
So yeah, Vika. I don't know,
I'm
man.
not. Yeah, I'm done for tonight. So that's why I'm not even having my camera on. That's the
That's
thing.
cool. Yeah, no, this was a great show, guys. It was a great honor to be here with everybody. Vika, my brother, you're the pilot here, man, and I congratulate you on your brilliant foresight and your insight to things. And it's been a pleasure to get to know you and become friends. And doing the work we do together is really special to me, man. And I don't know where I'd be right now on Sundays. Like the last Sundays we were off, I was kind of like, oh, this is fucking weird, man. So it's just become such a great part of my life, and to be able to share these ideas coming to the surface in the world is really special, and I'm proud to be here with you, brother. I
Oh
really am,
yeah,
man.
brother. Same here, brother.
Likewise.
It's
Thank
not
you.
about the destiny. It's about the journey, right? So we all are
Mm,
making this journey, and yeah, we are at different turns during this journey. So yeah, part of it, brother. Excellent.
yeah.
1 year, amazing stuff. The mechanical round. Big shout out to everybody who made that happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
So there you have
congratulations
it.
to everybody that was in it with us too. Evelyn, Eddie, Gutag, God bless you and the family. Keith, um, um, Alejandra did the intro, right? Am I missing anybody, Vika? I don't think so.
Nope, nope. Yeah.
Fantastic presentation you all did, and I'm really proud to be part of it, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is the reason now we are also on this other journey. So absolutely. So there you have it, people. Try to be there tomorrow in that group chat. That would be amazing. We will surely have some amazing progress tomorrow with that energy to make this happen. So all right, brothers, Keith, Ironwalk, my good brother too, Gene, and everybody in the chat. So see you tomorrow and see you also next week on this next episode of Heliopsychosis podcast. This is because I'm signing out, guys. See you soon. Bye,
Night,
everyone.
everybody.
Peace, family.
Bye.